Okay. So, hey everybody, today we're going to be playing a one-shot of Cypher system, and this is going to just be a quick and fun little game that everybody is jumping in on. Today I am playing the Game Master, very exciting, and I am Rachel, so I'm running it. Go ahead and Christian, if you'd like to introduce yourself.
Hello and welcome. Thank you. My name is Christian. I'm here the first time, so I'm very curious what is going to happen. I'm going to play Daniel, who's a mad, skilled, and knowledgeable explorer, nurse, who works miracles. So that's curious.
All right. Jim. You are muted, Jim.
That would help if I wasn't muted, wouldn't it? My name is Jim. I'll be playing Riker today. He is a learned, skilled, and knowledgeable explorer who crafts unique objects. And I'm looking forward to the game. This sounds like a lot of fun.
Awesome. And Deidre.
Hi, I'm Deidre. I'm going to be playing Julian Riggs, who is there to fix the north elevators. He is a graceful, skilled, and knowledgeable explorer technician who would rather be reading.
And Kristen.
Hi, my name is Kristen, and I am playing Jack Conway, who is a tough, skilled explorer who works miracles.
Woo-hoo! All right, everybody. So, let's set the stage. You guys are in a hospital. It's a cold, rainy Tuesday in February, and it is just after 8 p.m. as the visiting hours are kind of wrapping up. So people who have been there visiting their loved ones or whoever are kind of trickling out the door. You all are up on the third floor of Valiant County Hospital, which I can go ahead and open up a map for you. I hope I did this right. Okay. So there's a green circle on the map that you guys all should see. And this is approximately where you guys are at. It is a waiting area near the surgery section of the floor. And Jack and Leo, who we don't have anybody playing Leo today, but Leo is one of the other player characters that you could have picked. You guys are meeting in an office west of the waiting room. Daniel, you're a nurse working on staff for the evening, and you're meeting up with Riker to exchange some books. Julian, you've been called up to work on the north elevators, as you mentioned, which have been on the fritz the last few days. And Alex, nobody's playing Alex, so it doesn't matter what Alex is doing. But there's this other dude, Alex, hanging out. So you guys are all kind of there. Like I said, a couple of you are meeting up with each other to either like exchange books or have discussions. So, like I said, 8 p.m., visiting hours are ending up. It's kind of the end of the day, winding down. Maybe you guys are getting ready to go home, for dinner. What would you guys like to be doing just kind of as things are kicking off?
Well, I guess I would like to know why Leo asked me to come to the hospital since I'm supposed to be consulting about something.
Okay. So you guys have you're in this office here, kind of meeting up. Leo has been having some medical issues, and you do often work as like a consulting doctor in the hospital. So you're kind of meeting up and trying to go over some treatment plans, I guess you could say.
Okay, for Leo?
For Leo, yeah.
Got it, okay.
And then Riker, I don't remember if Riker's I didn't write who's bringing books. Somebody's bringing books out of the two of you. What books would you be bringing?
One of the books I have on my list is a book on engineering, so I'm going to lend that to him.
Ah.
That's kind of one of my books is engineering. I'm going to lend him a book on that. He's asking to borrow.
All right. And are you returning any books, or are you bringing any of your own to swap out?
Oh, the question was whether, I need more material for some of the ideas that I was having. So engineering is a good start here in this case, yes.
Okay. Good start. Good start. And then we have our... Sorry, I'm trying to remember who's playing who. Julian, who's here to fix the elevators. We'll say you've been working on them off and on throughout the day. They're in a more functioning state, but they still seem to be giving you some troubles. So maybe right now you're just taking a 5-minute break to, check your phone and, catch up on instant media or Instagram or whatever, and instant media. Wow.
Good old instant media.
The good old instant media. Yeah, the
Instant
face
media.
gram.
It's an app specifically for elevator technicians.
Exactly. The instant media. So you're checking the Insta media, you're posting some sweet pictures of like the control panel, and you're like, hey, there's this weird blue wire. I don't know where it goes. I don't know why it's here. Help me out,
Hashtag shaft problems.
Exactly. So as you guys are kind of sitting there, all having your meetings and such, the first thing you guys notice is that the fire alarm starts going off for the building. So as you know, there's like the little white flashing light for hearing impaired folks. Those are going off. The lights change to almost like the emergency lights. The full lights are still on, but the emergency like backup lights seem to like start coming on as if they're about to help, in case there is a more dire emergency. So yeah, the fire alarms have started going off. That's my fire alarm, okay?
Awesome.
And that's bad. I guess Daniel would still be on duty or on the brink of closing off for the day, or even having night shift. So guess Daniel would at least check back left and right to see where the immediate danger is. Apart from that, going for the main station, so the main counter that you get to for dispatch.
Okay. So just north of where you guys are, there is a kind of a there's 2 nurses station. There's the one that's labeled nurse station, and then right at the start of the surgery area, there's like another little desk, kind of for fielding questions and such. And the nurse that is there is going to just, she's starting to go, hey, everybody, stay calm. Please go to your rooms. The doctors that are on the floor, the additional doctors, are going to start going into rooms, and they're checking and basically starting to kind of almost like plan to either lock down or evacuate. It looks like they're starting to get their procedures going for that. So everybody starts kind of jumping into action.
So then Daniel would at least nod off and so the central place has it under control. So I would then go back to my assigned rooms, and on the way I saw to go to Riker and say, oh Riker, you see we have this blinking thingies on. Stay calm is what they say. So I'm also just going to say then the others as well.
Okay, so you're gonna start.
Riker's probably just he's probably just making chit chat. He's like, yeah, it's probably another stupid test. They do it all the time. I don't worry about it. I'm gonna call up to my department and see if they know what's going on. But I don't remember them saying there was a test today or this week. So who the heck knows? But I doubt it's anything serious.
Tests again. All right, testing the blinking lights. All right, be back in a moment.
Okay. What about? Sorry, I'm trying to remember who's playing who. Julian and Jack. What are you guys doing?
Well, I'm probably packing up all of my gear because everything's on the fritz. Probably closing the elevator doors that I was working on. Probably got a little light on my head that I'll turn on, my little headlamp, because, I was working in an elevator. I'm sure I have one of those. Since the lights are flickering, probably just kind of look around, try to figure out what's going on.
Okay.
I guess I'll probably check with Leo as far as like if he knows if this was something planned that they were testing, or if it's something where I should go like help him and check on patients to make sure everyone's okay, and just kind of see if he has any information about what's going on.
No, I don't know anything. Let me just double check one thing. Leo. pulling up his sheet so I can remember what he does. Yeah, so Leo, no, I don't actually know what's going on. This, as far as I know, this isn't planned. Normally, don't they do the little announcement before, like this is going to be a test? You know, I don't know. Doesn't seem like it's just a test though. And he's gonna go and just say, you know, I'm gonna go sit in the waiting room and just stay calm until I'm told where to go or what to do. Basically, I don't need to get underfoot from you guys that know what you're doing.
Got it. Well, I guess I'll just stay with Leo then.
Okay. So he's just going to come back out to that in the surgery waiting room and just take a seat. You will see out there's a couple other, maybe they were visiting, and they started heading towards one of the sets of elevators. But they're like, no, the elevators have stopped working. Should we do the stairs? You know, or do we just wait? And they're pulling aside other doctors. Like it's not quite to like chaos level, but there is a lot of commotion right now. So that you got the alarms going off. There's the doctors and nurses going into the rooms, starting to check the patient's status to see, if they're going to have to evacuate, who can be moved, what kind of, procedures will have to be done, like who needs to be hooked up to oxygen, or, who needs a bed versus a wheelchair. That kind of information is what they're starting to gather. Yeah, so you guys are going to, who has a radio? If you look in your...
I have a walkie-talkie on me.
You have a walkie-talkie? All right. I think Daniel has a phone, like a work phone.
Well, okay, the personal smartphone. It's not a work phone.
Oh, I have a cell phone.
Okay.
I also have a personal cell phone, but no radio.
Okay. So your what do we call it? Instamedia is going to it's going to bing a couple of times, like somebody liked your photo or whatever, and then you get almost like an Amber Alert. But it's through that one, and it's basically people have started tagging these weird images of lights coming from the sky, and they're asking, like, does anybody know what this is? Was there like a meteor shower we didn't know about? Those of you that have your personal phones, any kind of social medias you have, or any kind of text programs you're going to get a couple texts pop through by, hey, did you see like these cool meteor showers? Did you know that there's like this cool shower happening outside? Like, anybody know about this? Basically, you're starting to get this like news feed of like what's going on outside of the hospital, which is there's these strange lights falling.
Oh, well, in that case, Daniel will have been short-stopped with his roundabout, checking upon all the patients, and then with the intent of checking back to the main nurse station to report all good, being interrupted with his news, and then, oh, is it starting? Riker, I believe, come quick, and tries to find a lookout window at the nearest.
Okay. Yeah, you're able to find, there's a couple empty rooms or whatever, so you can kind of drag him in. The other two of you, so that would be Julian and Jack, you guys will see him saying, oh, it's starting, and like starting towards a room kind of off to the side here. So you guys can follow if you choose. It looks like it's an empty patient room that faces outwards.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna follow. I want to look out the window.
Yeah, I'm gonna follow as well. I'm just kind of stick my head in the room, walk in, and be like, "Hey, anyone tell me what's going on here?"
Yeah, Marcus started the same thing. Like, what the hell's going on?
You're like, should I clock out and come back tomorrow, or you guys are paying me by the hour? Like,
what are you talking about, Daniel? It's starting. What's going on? You have any idea what this is all about?
I don't know yet. Yet someone had finally the ideas, and Daniel is looking out of the window, and Daniel himself has this slick back hair, kind of greasy, and with this John Lennon glasses, slightly purple tinted, and okay, still the nurse gown. So under that would be, if there was a code, another flannel shirt. So somewhere. Where are they? Something. So I don't know exactly what is happening though. I was hoping that finally, perhaps even Sukalas was right. Though, what? No. Where are they?
I don't know. He's so excited, but he has no idea about what.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yep. So as you guys get to the window, whoever is looking out the window, you will see it's definitely dark. We'll say it's like daylight savings times or whatever time when it gets dark early. So it's definitely dark outside, and you'll see the occasional like blip of like orange light shooting across the sky, like shooting stars almost. Let's see. I need nothing from you guys yet. Okay, let's double check. Just double checking if I needed anything.
That's what I like to hear.
That's what you like to hear. No chance for failure yet. So you guys are... Okay.
Sorry. Daniel would then pick up his phone again, press a few buttons, and then dictate into it and say, "Oh, today's what was it? 5th February. We have it 8 p.m. 4 minutes, and we have the lights coming down. My pulse isn't now. Pulls back his sleeve, and you have several, I don't know, Apple Watch, Fitbit, and all of those. My pulse gives the numbers compared to this, and awesome. So, do you see this?" And turning over to Rika.
What a nerd.
I see it, but what the hell is it? What the hell's going on? What are you talking about? He seemed very excited. I'm not I'm like totally, what the hell? What? He's like very excited about something. I don't know exactly what, but now I'm excited.
Now I'm excited. So you guys know that as you can see outside, you can see these stars kind of falling. We had lost Jim. Well, you're muted again.
I do that usually. Dogs running around and all that jazz.
Oh, that's okay. I was like, oh no, we lost him. So as you guys can see down, you are going to see a stream of people starting to kind of come into the hospital. So there's several ambulances, there's several cops, there's people like carrying other people in. It looks like there's been some sort of almost like a catastrophe, as there's just people starting to like pour into the hospital. Myth, Daniel, Jim, Riker, you have a walkie-talkie, you said. You can, your walkie-talkie is going to start buzzing. It's like, we need all hands down on first floor. We don't know what's going on. You know, they're shouting codes left and right. You know, you can pick up that kind of chatter on your walkie-talkie. But it's basically like, your floor doesn't seem like it's chaos. But the first floor does seem like the ER intake is getting slammed by whatever is happening.
Okay. I'll just kind of yell over to Riker. It sounds like there's people hurt downstairs. I'm going to run down there and see what I can do to help out. See if I can help get people settled. See what's going on in my department. I don't know what the heck's going on, but are we supposed to be? Are we evacuating? I don't think so. People are coming in, so I guess red alert, and let's see what the hell's going on. I'm going to head down there.
Okay.
And I'm going to head down too, since I'm my character's also a doctor, so I figure I should go down and see if I can do anything to help.
Okay. Yep. Yeah, while you normally act as almost like consulting a doctor, you just kind of come in and do various meetings with people. You are, certified and all that, so you are able to give assistance, medical things.
Daniel will also then check back with the nurse station to pretty much say, I heard there are some emergencies down there. Is it okay if I help them out? I guess they will need more help, right?
She's not. Her phones are just bringing off the hook. Like it's the internal phones, and she's like, yeah, I don't know what's going on, but it's chaos down on first floor. They're calling everybody down. I just sent. She's the only one you can see at the moment. It looks like this floor has been like cleared of all the doctors. They've left and headed down while you guys were in that room. So
Thank you, dear. And will Daniel will then book over to the boxes where the personal effects would be, and Daniel takes out his messenger bag as well. Gotta need my tools, and head back to catch up with Rika and the other ones that apparently also joined our effort.
So all of you are familiar with the hospital. You know that there is a north and south elevators. There's 2 sets of elevators. You also know that on the floor that you are on, there are 6 sets of stairs that lead up and down. You are currently closest to stairwell F, being, by the nurse's station where you are and everything. And you're kind of between the 2 sets of elevators. So where would you guys all like to be heading to try to go downstairs?
I'm going to let everyone know that, the north elevators are completely offline, and with the power coming and going, we probably shouldn't take the south elevator. So I'm going to tell them probably take the stairs.
Yes. Stairs agreed.
Stairs agreed.
Yeah, it makes sense. Who knows? Once we realize someone's working on one of them, and the power's fritzy, we're not going to take our chances. We're going to use the stairs.
Okay, so you guys are going to head down to stairwell F and start making your way down.
Also,
Yep.
on as who is it going to be? Julian is this person is pointing out the north elevator. Daniel would then also say, you know about technologies and stuff and things. We might need also this. Yeah, I guess this might. Would you come as well?
He's like ready to like do all the trouble. Just trouble.
Yep.
All right, so you guys are heading down towards F. Are you stopping on second floor or just going straight down to the first floor?
I think I was just going to head straight down to the first floor.
Same.
Okay.
That makes sense. That's where we're getting all the calls from.
Okay,
That's what people
so
are streaming.
And
into the
honestly, I'm
hospital.
probably not needed for the day because, I
You're just trying to
get
get
the
to
text
the
message to the person who's in charge of me, and they're not responding. I don't know what's going on, so I'm like, okay, better safe than sorry. I'm not working on the elevators anymore. I'm gonna head home. So that's why I'm heading down to the first story.
you're like, I'm heading out.
Be like, yeah, this is above my pay grade, guys.
So
And you have a slightly enthusiastic nurse recruiting you to help them. For some reason.
Yeah. I might be like, oh no, yeah, I went to college for engineering. I'm just gonna walk maybe a little faster than
like,
you.
no, don't you don't see me. As you guys are heading down, you head past the second floor. You can hear there's a little commotion on it, but it doesn't sound like anything's out of hand or chaos. But as you get down towards the first level floor, the door is actually propped partially open, and you can see that it's partially barricaded, as if stuff's been pushed in front of the door. You can hear what sounds like some screams. You can hear the fire alarms are going off. There's people screaming. You can hear the ambulances whirring outside. You're kind of in a place where you can literally, it's just like, if you poke your head through the door, it's just chaos when you look through.
Yeah.
So, are we stopping? We going? Where are we heading?
I think I'd try to ram myself against the door a few times, see if I could budge that barricade over, because we gotta get out of there.
Okay. You do know that this particular this one and there's one other set of stairs that go down one more floor to the underground parking garage. However, if you look down the stairs, the lights that go down to the parking garage are out, as if the backup power is being generated just for the hospital portion, not for the underground parking garage. But
So the barricade's not letting us get into the area where the people are coming to the hospital. Is that what it is?
pretty much the door is like jammed in it's just cracked open. But if you want, you can give me a might check to start pushing it open. Whoever wants to push, I'll need a check from them, and I'll need to know who else. 2 people can assist pushing.
I will push.
I'll push 2. I think my character's pretty strong.
Okay. And then it is going to be a difficulty 5, but you will have, if we have 2 people helping her, that would be 2 assets.
Alright, so what do I need to try to roll, Rachel?
A might check. So
And you said difficulty
5. And then I think it should prompt you if you have any assets, and you'll have 2 assets because people are pushing. So hold on, you rolled a 4. You needed a 15. So we'll say the 3 of you, because I think Jim, you said you were also helping push. You guys are kind of lined up, and you get ready, and you go to slam against the door, and you. Oh, Deidre didn't need to roll. Sorry, everybody's rolling. Hold on, who's rolling? What's happening?
I got a 15.
You did get 15. Okay, so no, you managed to do it. So they're lining up and they're helping to push. Sorry, I read Deidre's roll. And it starts to budge, and you hear like a little bit of a crashing noise, as it looked like there was maybe like a small side table set up on top of some like chairs and stuff that were wedged against the door, as it kind of topples over. And you guys have jammed the door open enough that you can weasel through if you want. So we're gonna say this barricade is moved. It's not gone, but it's like pushed open that you can kind of get through. So we're just making it
Squeeze through.
Yeah, you can squeeze through. So who is going into the floor?
I'm going in. Doors open.
Yeah.
I'm going in. We
you guys
pushed
are
that
going
sucker open.
All right, so you worked on it. It's open. So as you guys push the doors open, you are in. Wrong button. You are in. There we go. That's what we want. Whoa, wrong button again. Why are you not working? There we go. As you open the door to the right is your a hallway that goes down, or not a hallway, but it kind of goes into the emergency department, and you can see it's just everything is a mess. You see these half awake looking people kind of shambling around. You see there's blood and gore. There is screaming. There's one person that looks like they're eating another person. It's a scene out of a horror movie. There's zombies. Directly. Go ahead.
As shocked as some people might be, Daniel is, still stumped a little bit, then with wide eyes, and then turning over to Riker. Did we have a time slip? How did this happen so quickly? I might need to find out. Would you assist me in bringing one of the specimen? Oh, wait, sorry, slowly. I'm sorry. Turns over to Jack, Jackie, who is most likely known to Daniel. I'm sorry, I of course meant help the patients. Whom shall we help first, Doctor?
All right, Jack, you're the doctor. Kristen. Who do you think you should help first? If you want, you can do an intellect check. I'll say it's just a difficulty 3, just to try to look around and see if there's somebody worth helping first, if there's somebody worth...
Talk to, maybe?
Yeah, just...
Not a zombie.
Sort of an assessment look.
Okay.
Anybody else who wants to do a quick look around, you are also welcome to do an intellect check, unless you are trained in perception. It's a difficulty 3 or whatever, so it's not hard.
I think my character is going to be mostly shocked and shaking hands, slowly lifting the cell phone up to take a video of the horror to upload to my instant media account.
Exactly.
I rolled a 19, Rachel.
Okay, cool. So that actually gets you a minor effect as well. So you're a doctor. You're pretty quick on. You've been doing this for a while, so you know how to quickly kind of assess patient and determine what's going on. Directly to your left, you guys will see that there are a couple of. It looks like 2 people down on the ground, and it looks like one zombie sort of person is just getting ready to kind of lean in and attack them, perhaps. They are the closest to you that you could get to and do any sort of assistance. There is kind of ahead of you, maybe 20 to 30 feet, there are a couple people who are just kind of scared, huddling, sort of behind a couple of chairs that they've kind of pulled up against themselves, and they're backed up to like a nurse station. And then to the right, like I said, is the emergency department, and it is absolute chaos. On a quick examination, you can see there's at least 4 or 5, you're guessing, of these turned people. There are, by the 2 people that are huddling, there is another person. It looks like maybe a doctor of some sort who is helping another person on the ground as well.
Do I have any?
I think one of the first things Riker would probably do is, since we just come to this stairwell into this area that was blocked, I'm gonna, there's obviously people who are trying to avoid these zombies or people trying to eat them. And I'm like, hey, come on over here. We gotta come on to the stairwell. It's safe in there. Come on, get over here. Get. Try to call them over towards us and get them into the stairwell where we can at least close the door if we need to and barricade it again.
Okay, so you're gonna call the 2 people kind of huddling by the chair.
Yeah, come on, get over here. Hey, get in here.
Okay. And then, Jack, what were you going to be doing, Kristen?
I was trying to see if I had like any weapons or anything weapon-like on me.
You guys currently don't. Within a quick glance around, though, you will see there is, unfortunately, it looks like a doctor, perhaps even a surgeon, is dead nearby, and they do have kind of near their person, there is a scalpel, which would count as a light weapon.
Okay.
You guys are frequenters of this hospital, either for repairing, each other, you've come in to get, advice or whatever. So you guys are all aware of the overall layout of the hospital. You would know that there are fire axes on each floor, 1 to 2 fire axes in case of emergency, break glass. So those might be available, and still you might be able to find those and get those. Those would count as medium weapons if you can get to them and retrieve them.
Now, I have a bag of heavy tools, and I'm an elevator technician. Do I have a ridiculously large wrench?
Sure. We'll say you have a ridiculously large wrench.
All right. That's exactly what I'm putting in my equipment too.
And it's going to count as a medium weapon because it's heavy and it thunks people on the head, the hefty hit. So you're like, wait a second, I can use this as a wrench, as a bludgeoning weapon. The 2 people, go ahead.
With Riker, he has a crowbar. Is it big enough to use as a weapon, or is it one of these little ones?
I'll say it's big enough to use as a weapon, but it's going to be a light weapon. So it's 2 damage, and it will do ease it by 1 step.
Yep.
Unfortunately, the nurse and doctor don't have their operating equipment. Just, they don't walk around the hospital with scalpels. Probably for the better. Let's be honest. Yep. So you guys are able to look around. The 2 people at first are going to pull the chairs closer until they see you kind of waving. You're waving, and then they're going to quickly shove the chair aside. Since you did roll really well on that check, I'm going to say that they shoved the chair to the side and kind of bonk that zombie that was about to attack those other people, so kind of stumble it, so it will buy you a few seconds if you guys wanted to try to help them still. And then they're going to kind of scuttle over quickly and dive through the door behind you guys.
Daniel is still somewhat patiently waiting on the doctor's response.
I think
if,
you said there's a scalpel nearby, Rachel?
It is, yeah. It's just a couple feet away, so you have to kind of roll over and grab it, or,
I think now that those 2 people are safe, I'm going to duck back into the stairwell.
Okay.
I think
I think I'm going to... Go ahead.
I say if we have concern that one of these, I think at this point, even though we see them and we think they're, immediately go to zombies. We're still like not sure what's going on. So, I think if I'm concerned that these people are going to try to hurt these other people, then after seeing them kind of push a chair to them, I get the idea of, hey, let's grab a chair and throw it at one of these things and kind of keep them off these people.
Okay. And then what were
Toss
you
a
going to
chair.
do? Toss a chair.
I am going to try to get the scalpel also in case we do need to kill something. We'll be able to.
All right. And what are you giving Daniel, your nurse friend, who's patiently waiting for an answer? As you're like, I'm gonna grab the scalpel. You do you, buddy.
What was your question again? I'm sorry. There's a lot going on, Daniel.
Whether or not and whom we should help is the
Got it.
core question.
So I think we should try to help the person who's about to get immediately attacked.
Mm-hmm.
And we can use Riker's idea by throwing the chair and see if, that'll be enough to get the creature away from them.
Okay. Riker, you're grabbing a chair and you're gonna chuck it. I'm gonna need a might check, difficulty. I'll say it's a difficulty 4 to chuck it with accuracy to hit this zombie.
Zombie.
Yep.
I will use a level of effort. So here we go.
So you pick up the chair, one of the chairs that was kind of blocking the door, and you huck it, and it goes whizzing right past the zombie. Doesn't seem to faze the zombie.
In this case, so Daniel understands that, okay, first of all, the Riker is making this as a distraction, or understands it to be a distraction now. Also, the Dr. Jack now also then said, okay, we're going to help this one. Okay, seeing that this distraction might help, and this assailant is somewhat, unresponsible essentially. Daniel will then run over, pull out from, I would say, in the character sheet says I've got a straitjacket, though I doubt that I will simply have it on my person at this point. Rather on the
Maybe you're
side.
in the middle. I don't know.
Yeah, right. So I would say in the narrative on the side there is for some reason a straitjacket on a cupboard or something. Picks it up and then tries to wrestle down this one creature and put them into the straitjacket.
Okay. All right.
That's
That's. Let's see.
Is that
what we're
something
gonna
I can assist with?
Are you going to assist with that instead of grabbing the scalpel?
Oh, no, I better try to grab the scalpel. We might need that.
Okay, so you're going to work on grabbing the scalpel. I'm not going to require a check for that. You just can't assist with this.
Okay.
So because you're kind of going over and grabbing it, there's blood and debris and guts and stuff, so you're maybe slipping around a little, but, you can get to it. All right, so I'm going to need...
The overall goal. Perhaps the chair was a distraction, gives me an asset or something like that. Either way.
Well, I'm trying to figure out what kind of check we're going to need for this.
Yeah.
It's either going to be a might or a speed. We're going to go with one of those. I'm debating whether... I'm going to say it's speed. I think I'll go with speed because you're trying to... get it over him and get it buckled up and everything.
So Daniel is more of a fragile person. He's not very beefy, so he's more into agile, and then quickly outmaneuver the person and then simply get them into the straitjacket and say, "No, you're safe. Now come with us. You're your friends." And
it's gonna work just like that.
These procedures. Yeah. All right. So
yep.
Going with speed then.
It will be a difficulty 3 speed check.
Alright. Difficulty 3. Going ahead. I'm going to spend effort.
Okay.
Because I'm enthusiastic and I'm going to jump this down. And I need... even if I have it in a straitjacket, there are some plans. And so no asset from a chair or someone helping? Correct. Right?
Unfortunately, no assets because the chair, it didn't hit. If it hit, you would have had an asset. All right, success. So you manage still to you've I guess you're practiced maybe in putting straitjackets on people. You've helped a bit. So you managed to, get it on, and maybe the arms aren't through the sleeves, but the arms are bound at least. So you managed to get the buckles in and everything. It is thrashing about. It turns, and you can see that the eyes are actually, they're not just glazed over, but they're glazed over with like this yellow film. And it turns, and it's like like trying to like snap at you now. Of course, its hands are bound, so it can only use its head. But it's now coming in your direction, and trying to get you.
I'm happy to play out my erratic behavior in this case. So there's currently this stalemate of well, Daniel has this creature now under control, yet it doesn't do the final steps to completely bind them together. So there might still be a danger because Daniel is now enwrapped with, oh wow, what is so more less of a shock and more of interest. What are you? So perhaps. Riker might help, or perhaps also Dr. Jack.
Somebody might help while he's, going, whoa, and he's like,
I'll stick my head out of the stairwell and just be like, guys, what the heck's going on out here? And I'm going to see this, like, zombie coming at Daniel, and I'm going to be like, oh my god, and take a swing at it with my ridiculously large wrench.
Okay, so it is, let's see, it would normally be on level 2. It's gonna be, I mean, I don't even think you have to roll to hit, to be honest. It would essentially be a 0 because it's not, I mean, it's bound, like you can literally walk up and whack-a-mole it, but I still need you to roll a d20 as if you were trying to hit. So if you want to just roll a flat d20 is fine.
And also I need to, meanwhile, double check with you. We haven't clarified. I don't intend this to become a comical horror show, rather more of a deniability. Are you serious kind of person? So
That's it. All right, so you swing this wrench at this straitjacket bound zombie and clunk it upside the head as it's like gnashing its teeth at Daniel. Sorry, I need scratch paper for, reasons. And you hit it upside the head, and it seems to just keep gnashing its teeth. It does look like you hurt it. There's now a dent in its head, and it's like, I would say bleeding, but it's more of like blood that's been almost like drying out a little bit, so it's like that really dark red, almost black color blood.
It's oozing.
Yeah, so it's like oozing out, because that's a good word.
And that bit of violence will shake Daniel out of his enwrapment and realize, there's also danger involved in here, and tries then further on to help with bringing down this creature.
Okay, you are welcome to try to punch it, since you don't currently have a weapon. Or if you wanted to try to grab something nearby to try to wail on it with, you are welcome to use like an impromptu weapon.
My intention would rather be to properly secure the straitjacket, so that the creature would only be only lying on the floor essentially.
Okay, so you're basically gonna try to like secure it and knock it prone, so it can't do anything. Hopefully. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's still alive, quote unquote.
I'm gonna kind of jump in to help in that if he can't get the straitjacket fastened. I have this scalpel, and I'm going to stab it in the brainstem.
Okay, so you're gonna try to slide around and stab.
Yes.
So in order to knock it prone and get the straitjacket finished, I'm gonna say that's a might check to get it down to the ground. And it would be a difficulty 3.
Okay. Now being regular. Go ahead.
Success. So you're able to bring it down to the ground. We'll say it's currently face down, like you basically pushed it like down, buckled its knees, and it's down, face down on the ground, and you can kind of leap onto its back as you're trying to finish that. So we'll have Kristen, you wanted to go ahead and stab it?
Yes.
All right, I just need a flat d20 roll from you. Because it's It would be a 0, but there's a reason I have to have you roll. For reasons.
For reasons.
Okay.
That reason.
There we go.
That
no.
reason is right there. No.
Oh.
So you should have 4 experience. If you'd like to negate the nat 1 and
Yes.
reroll.
I would like to re-roll that.
All right, so that's going to cost you 2 experience to negate the GM intrusion and 1 to reroll.
Okay.
But you can do that.
I'm going to do that. Anything has to be better than that.
So you say. No. All right.
That's better. I'll take it.
Yep. So you stab it. You will do your 2 points of damage with a scalpel because it is a light weapon. So okay. It does seem to slow its gnashing of teeth. Where before it was like, it's now like, like you've definitely struck something. Jim.
Wait. Oh, sorry, Jim.
Oh.
Good.
We'll see what Jim's doing it while all this is kind of going down.
Yeah, I think Riker's like, why are we messing with this guy? Like leave him alone and get in the stairs. What are we messing with this guy for? But I see them like kind of tackling this thing and attacking this thing, and obviously I want to help, so I'm gonna try bashing it head with my crowbar.
Okay. All right. Flat D20 from you, sir.
Okay.
And that's because it would be like a 2, but you guys have assets, and it's basically it's on the ground. So, all right. So 18. So this will do an extra point of damage. Extra 2 points of damage because you rolled 18. So 2 to 4. So it does 4 points of damage. Okay.
And he's like, why are we messing with this thing? Leave it alone and leave it alone.
Meanwhile, he's still trying to do the buckles and just in case. It is still moving around. It is definitely slowed down quite a bit. But it's still kind of resisting. And rolling. We'll go ahead and have Daniel. Christian.
Well,
will you roll
Daniel,
me a quick, we'll say a speed defense, difficulty 3.
Right, looking for that. Okay, I have a regular roll on that.
Mm-hmm.
So, go ahead, because Daniel wanted to react to people now saying something about.
All right,
Nice
so you get
roll.
minor effect as well. So they're stabbing it and bashing it and whacking it upside the head. You have tackled it to the ground. You're trying to tie up or do the buckles of the jacket. It is slowing down. All of a sudden it gives a good jerk, but you manage to resist it kind of trying to bust out of whatever you're doing. So that's what that was for, is it does have one big, it kind of almost goes limp, as if you're like, oh, maybe it's dead, and then it just is "Rawr," again, renewed, as it's fighting your bindings a little bit. But it is your turn. What would you like to do?
Well, as a minor effect, I'm proposing that I finished buckling up so that it's now secure.
Okay.
And then Daniel would react and say, Daniel goes, wait, leave this one alive. We might glean something from that, and also we want to help that one. And pointing over to the person that we wanted to save, the whole point of all of that.
Okay.
And
so
when everyone else is distracted, then Daniel would like to find a syringe to take a sample.
Okay. It is, I'll say you don't even have to roll to get the buckle finished, because at this point you guys have, bashed it repeatedly over the head and, stabbed it in the neck, and you're basically sitting on top of it at this point. So you get the last couple buckles in. The two people that it was getting ready to kind of go after, they've backed up. They're against the wall basically, and they've pulled a chair in front of him and are huddling behind it. They look panicked and scared. Are you guys, the rest of you that were bashing and attacking it, are you ceasing your onslaught?
Yeah, I think my stab was good.
I think I'm kind of understanding now what what Daniel's getting at. He wants to figure out what the hell's going on with this thing. So I'm like, okay, all right. Is it still trying to snap at us?
Well, it is sort of, but it is face down at this point, so
Yeah.
it's basically just like against the ground, like.
Now,
Yeah.
if I'm looking around, are there more of these guys around?
Yes, there is behind you guys, because you guys are kind of facing. I'll say you're facing sort of west in out the doors. There, you're facing like over this way. Behind you now would be the emergency department. A quick glance would tell you there's more than there were a few minutes ago. When you first kind of came down and did your initial look, it looked to be like there was maybe 4 of them, maybe 5. It looks like there's closer to 10 now.
I'm going to be like, guys, we got to get out of here.
Yeah,
we know
I've been
now
saying that.
how resistant they are.
What are
and-
we hanging around here for? Get the hell out of here.
Daniel, you wanted to try to find yourself some sort of syringe to take a sample. Give me a quick perception check. I'm going to say it's a difficulty 3. If you don't have perception trained, it's just a intellect check.
Right. I'm double checking. No, I don't. So let's go ahead. And very difficulty 3, you said?
Yes.
Okay, and
This
I'm
place
going
has
to
been
take
tossed
effort.
and it's a mess.
For me, it's effort because I'm very keen on this.
Okay.
Hey.
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
So you don't get 1 point of damage. I'm sorry, because you're looking.
Yeah.
But you're able to find actually by the body where the scalpel was. Not too much further, there's a cart that actually has, we'll say it has 4 syringes on it, as well as like a couple. It almost looks like a cart that was being wheeled in for like a surgery or something. So it's got miscellaneous, what do you call those things? Like tweezers and the little, not like scissors, but the little pinchy
Right.
scissors.
Yeah,
I don't know what they're
for
called.
me-
Like forceps.
Yeah,
I-
yeah.
I know the feeling. It's also me. I've watched 14 seasons of Emergency Room, and nothing is now ready for this.
Exactly. All of those things.
Okay, so yeah, Daniel would like to pick. Well, I would like to pick all 4 of those syringes,
Okay.
bag 3 of them, and then use the 4th one to take a sample.
All right. So you now have a zombie sample. And you guys are down there. Like I said, you can see that there's people kind of scattering around, running around. There are still at the front, because you guys you can't quite see to where like the lobby is, but from down that way you can hear a bunch of commotion. You all would know that where you're at now, the opposite side of the hospital, so the north side of the hospital, there is like a cafeteria. As well as a couple conference rooms, a gift shop, human resources, the medical records rooms. Just to the northeast of you, so up here you know that like there's the radiology department. So you guys know the layout of the hospital for the most part.
Yeah.
You will know that the second floor has, I'm going to go read to you what the second floor, has another intensive care unit as well as some surgical units. And then you'll know that the third floor where you guys were is mostly surgery, but there's like a small intensive care, but it's mostly for like once you get out of surgery if you need to go directly to an intensive care. And then the 4th, 5th, and 6th, because this is a 6-story hospital, are mostly patients' rooms.
Now you
Is there
said
anything? Oh, go ahead, Deidre.
Sorry. You said there's also in the stairwell we can see down into like an underground parking garage.
Yeah, you know
Do-
if you keep going down, it will be the underground parking garage.
Do any of us have a car parked down there currently?
Roll me anybody who thinks you might have a vehicle, either personally owned or company owned, because you might be there on company work vehicle. Go ahead and roll me a flat d20.
Damn.
You don't get GM intrusion on this one. This is not a rolling for anything.
Someone biked to work today.
You might have.
That's what I kind of figure with Riker. He's kind of like an outdoor kind of runner guy. So I'm like, hey, he probably jogged to this place.
Yeah. All right. So neither of you guys have a vehicle down in the parking garage. I will say that you both have vehicles, but they are either in a flat lot that's where, like Jack, your car would be out in a flat lot where all the doctors park. The underground garage is mostly for visitors and or like patients and such that, if they drove themselves to the hospital and parked. So your vehicles might be nearby, but they are not in the garage. They're either across the street or, parked on the side. Like your work vehicle might be at a meter and it's about to run up, so you're gonna get fined.
Well, then Daniel will look up after taking the syringe, taking the sample and packing it away into his messenger bag. Looking back up to his 3 new companions with a slight puzzled look. Okay, where to now?
I would see if we have any, since we're on the first floor, are there any other potential exits that we can see where it's not like blocked off, or that there aren't like any like creatures running around? Is there anything we can see might be a viable direction to go?
Or perhaps like a room we know that has big windows in it that we could maybe break and get out through there.
So you're not far from the lobby area, which would have several big doors that you could go in and out through. You can't see to the lobby, but there is a lot of noise coming from that direction, because that's where admissions is. So you can hear, like the emergency department is where you have a lot of the ambulances, but the front lobby might be where the cops are. So you can see flashing lights kind of coming down the hall, reflecting off the walls and such, especially when the lights go low. You can't tell if it's empty or not, but you do definitely hear sounds. As far as rooms nearby, as you can see, these are not labeled. And they're not labeled on the GM layer, so it's not like I can see it labeled that you can't. I'll say that one of these rooms here directly to your left, or sort of kind of in front of you, would have some windows. But I think windows at hospitals are pretty thick, industrial type glass. I'm not sure if you'd be able to smash through them, but you can try.
I think Riker's thinking like, Daniel, you got the sample for a reason. Let's get to the lab. See what's going on. So we go back up.
Good thinking. Yeah. I was also thinking, then turning over to the doctor, that should we help somewhere else or should we continue?
And the people we tried to get to the stairwell, I assume, have gotten to the stairwell and
they're gone
wherever they've gone.
Yeah, they've either gone up or down. You guys were kind of preoccupied, but they took off.
Okay, so all the people that were in there, they got out already then?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm going to say that I don't like the sounds coming from the lobby, and maybe we should head up to the second floor.
Actually, this is not relevant to anything at the moment, but I just was curious, Rachel, if you could tell me. I saw my character has some kind of supernatural component to him, and is that anything you can tell me about? Like anything I should be aware of how that works?
Let's see. What specifically are you looking at?
Let me see. Pull him back up.
And while you're doing that, I'm going to text my husband because it sounds like the baby is awake. And he's out in the garage.
In the bio sheet, it says you manipulate matter and time to help others and are beloved by everyone you encounter. Some people consider you a representative of the divine or a power from beyond this world. So I don't know, is that anything you can tell me about? Like, manipulating matter and time sounds pretty sweet.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's with your healing. The healing touch, I think, is what it translates into. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you have the same thing as Daniel. Well, I have an explanation how Daniel achieves his healing. Might be up to you how you envision healing powers.
Got it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Just wanted to understand that a little bit better.
Okay. Yep. Yeah, these are just randomly generated characters that I pulled off the internets. So they're very open for interpretation. Okay.
Just I think in the modern setting, that's just like you're a doctor, so you know how to heal people. That's kind of what that boils down to, I think.
I think
Yeah,
so. Yeah. And you just maybe do it through like a more mystic way than simple stitches.
You're just really into crystals and chakra.
There you go. Do a little bit of acupuncture and you're good to go. Okay, so you guys are currently down there. You do see there are still a bunch of people off in the emergency department that are either being attacked or doing the attacking. It does look like there's a couple cops that are down there. They've got like batons. They're like wailing on one of these guys. There's like maybe 3 cops beating one down, trying to like get it to submit and down on the ground. It looks like even they're having a hard time with them.
Mm-hmm.
So these things aren't super easy.
Yeah, no.
Probably better not to compete with them. So they've got this handled here.
Okay, so you guys want to head back up to the 2nd floor?
Yes, though I would like to grab a fire axe on the way.
Okay.
Same thing, yep.
There is a fire axe not far from your location. It would take, for lack of a better term, a couple rounds to get over and get it out. Because you have to like smash it out or whatever. But you can certainly try.
I think if we're going up to, I think the 2nd floor, is that where we were going to head toward?
Yep.
That seemed to be...
I think maybe I'll look for something on that floor then where there's no zombies.
Okay. All right. So you guys are going to head up to the 2nd floor. I think right now would be a really good place to take a little 5-minute break if you guys need to take a break.
Okay.
Real quick, and then we'll hop on to the floor number 2. So I'm going to go ahead and pause things. Boop.
I'm Will.
And I'm Sarah, and this is our F&D project. We found this house, and it was built in 1999, and we fell in love with the bones of this house. We think it's really great for family, but it was definitely dated. The master bath and the kitchen were extremely dated. So we are actually looking to sell our house, and we knew we wanted to be current and make the house light and bright and kind of open up the kitchen and just update some things without spending a fortune. And we were also lucky we found Floor and Decor because we've got great products at great prices, and we were able to do just that. So our shopping at Floor and Decor has been a great experience. One of the things we really like about it is just it's so easy to find everything. Everything is labeled, the prices are there. Everybody's really friendly, so if you have any questions or you need help finding anything, and the price is obviously great.
Yeah, looks fantastic. We love it.
I got you.
Enemy inside confirmed.
Report to fire.
Touching you through.
Yes.
experience the fast response action with OLED. No OLED, no game.
Oh, all right. Because I don't actually stop the recording. I just put like a be right back screen up. Alrighty. And then, mute everybody so they can't hear us. Oh. Do we have a gym?
We have a gym.
Okay.
I pressed the wrong button. I was like poking around, clicking on stuff. Like, oh, I clicked the wrong button.
Yep. All right. So you guys are going to head up to the second floor. And and is this on? I'm on the wrong layer. That's what's going on. So as you guys get up to the second floor, and try to push the door open. It does look like it has been barricaded by some stuff. Not quite as like ramshackle as the first floor. It looks like it's a little bit more like the door is actually fully closed, and whatever's in front of it is a little bit more sturdy. So it will take quite a bit of effort if you wanted to, but you guys can probably, work together to get it open somehow.
No signs of the ones that we saved?
No signs of the ones you've saved.
They must have gone down to the garage.
Do we know kind of what floor would be the best bet as finding a lab for Daniel?
You know that the second and the third floor both have different labs. Either, small, like one's a student lab, so there's a little bit more, like for learning. And then the third floor has the, I guess you'd say like more like cancer labs and that kind of like more diagnostic type lab.
I'll turn to Daniel. Daniel, you have a preference? Second or third?
I think maybe we should try the third floor if it has the better equipped lab, and maybe the door will be open to get in more easily.
Right. Yeah, we should. Yeah, we should do that with floor 3. Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Especially since the door is locked, right? You're like, yeah, we'll just keep going.
I think, yeah, after I see that the door is locked and barricaded, since it didn't turn out too well when we moved the other barricade, I think we just keep going.
Okay. All right, so you guys are going to make your way back up to floor 3. And let me change my screen. All right, so you guys pop open the door. This one does not seem to be barricaded. This floor, the first thing you notice when you open the door is like painfully quiet compared to the first floor where you were. I'm sure, many of us have been to concerts, how after you leave the concert, there's that ringing just from how loud it was before. You're kind of experiencing that. So your ears are like, should I be hearing something? Now you're almost in that like phantom hearing noises stage where you're like, what was that? Did I just hear something? But yeah, these floors are very, very quiet. You also notice that the young lady who was working the nurse station is now gone. You don't like immediately see anybody moving around or anything of that nature.
Okay.
That's an eerie situation. So sound's gone, only the blinking lights of the alarm. Presumably still going. Okay,
Yeah, the actual
I guess,
audible part of the alarm is actually even stopped on this, like on the second and floors and up. It's only on the first floor, it seems.
so okay, still Daniel would be on the side, take this in and say, the lab is this direction.
All right, it's going to be on the north end of it's going to be past the surgery areas, past all of the patient rooms and such. I can open up this, actually.
As we're kind of heading into this, is there anything nearby we think we could barricade our door with in case anyone we don't want coming through that door tries to come through that door?
Sure. There is in the surgery, the waiting area, there are chairs and benches and like little not night tables, side tables. I mean, you guys have a technician, so she could bust up a chair and use like a leg to like wedge in the door. Like you've got some options.
Okay.
Depending on how long you want
I'll
to
grab a couple of the other
take,
folks
yeah.
and be like, Julian, Jack, come on, help me barricade this door. We don't want anyone coming through this door while we're in here. It's quiet now. Let's leave it there. Let's keep it that way.
All right, so you guys are going to try to barricade your own door. You will know. I'm going to go ahead and open up. Is there a way I can just delete all of it?
And while the 3 are doing the physical hard work, Daniel will look at the syringe and poke it a little bit on the side and try to see against the light what's in there.
Okay. As you're looking at it, it looks like really thick, dark blood. There's nothing readily available that you see, like no sparkles, no little
I
screaming
wasn't
aliens.
expecting any particular insight anyway. It was just the whole
You never
narrative of
know.
Exactly, you never know.
just the juxtaposition of hard work and danger and curious, what is
Oh,
this?
tink, tink. So you guys are trying to barricade this door. I want to know what kind of materials are you pulling together, and how long are you going to take to do this?
Now, would a door to a stairwell have any kind of lock on it? Because I do have a set of hospital keys.
Most of these doors can be locked, yes.
Okay, so first I'm going to lock the door,
Okay.
and then I'm going to start dragging any kind of filing cabinet or table or anything I can find in front of it as well.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was thinking the same thing. If it's a standard door with a doorknob, we'll jam a chair in there. And
I
if there's
will
anything else we
say,
can pull in front of it, we'll do that.
yeah, the three of you that are working on it, there's even like a vending machine in the waiting area. You could like unplug and drag over and shove up against the door if you wanted to get that intense. Otherwise, there's your table. You got little side tables. You've got some maybe like light small desks. And then a couple like waiting room chairs. You can kind of cobble stuff together and make a pretty decent barricade. And you've locked the door too. So, there's that. Alright, I'm going to put a barricade. Whoop. So you guys have...
I think Riker's kind of like, given the fact that we had so much trouble with one, we're like, let's grab the vending machine. I'm not taking any flipping chances. Let's pull it on over here.
Until all the zombies like swarm up the other set of stairs and you're like, let me out, let me out. No.
Exactly.
Yep, so you guys are able to barricade that, the stairwell you guys just came in. Meanwhile, you have Daniel investigating his blood syringe. The whole time you're up here, it's super quiet still. You hear maybe an occasional cough from a room, maybe some low, like a TV sound, like there's like a TV on maybe in a room as you're passing by it. But all the doors, the patient doors have all been closed. And, otherwise it's pretty quiet up on this floor right now.
I think I'd be curious as to know, like I said, if there's people in these rooms, I'd be try to open one of these doors we're hearing a noise in and see who's in there, and maybe someone who can help us or someone we know.
Okay. Are you just picking one at random?
Yeah, the first one we hear like a noise in, if we hear some coughing or something, we'll just open the door and see who's in there. Like, hey, who's in there?
Yep. So you open up the door and it's we'll say it's like a young guy. It looks like he's maybe had some kind of leg injury, like he's got that like typical cast where his leg's up in the sling part of it. And he's like, oh, are you guys doing the rounds? I think I'm due for my pain meds. I'm starting to feel the pain again in my leg.
I would check his medical chart to make sure that he was indeed taking medication.
Okay. Yeah. So a quick glance at his chart definitely tells you that he's an admitted patient. He is on like pain meds for it looks like he might have been in like a basketball accident and his like fell on like his hip, so his hip is like cracked, and then he also like busted up his like upper leg, the femur, for those of you who know leg bones. So he's going to be there for, it looks like, a couple more days. He's scheduled to be in, and he is on some strong pain meds. I have no idea what strong pain meds would be, but some of those that have to be administered. Not your ibuprofen.
Well, I think I would like to see if, since there is a nurse's station not too far away, I believe, I would like to go see if we can get access to medication to help him if possible on our way to like getting to the lab and stuff like that.
Okay. You'll know that there's, so there are 2 nurse stations on the floor, and you guys are kind of near the south one at the moment. It's Actually, just we'll say to the west of that is what would be one of the like pharmacy rooms where the pharmacy techs work and they get the drugs from. As a doctor, you probably have a key to get in there. If not, you do have somebody who has a key to most of the doors in the hospital, but not that one. Because that's where they keep all the drugs.
Yeah. I'm gonna be like, hey, we're gonna get you something, but we're gonna lock the door when we leave. Everything. Don't worry about it. Just don't let anyone in this room. Just stay put. There's something weird going on out here, and you don't want to be involved. Just stay put.
As you tell him not to move, he's gonna look at his very broken leg that is like in one of those slings. He's like, got it. What do you mean by weird? I heard a lot of sirens and I heard that like the TV, and he's gonna click on the TV and it's actually just gonna come up static on several of the stations. There is gonna be one station that has like one of those like emergency alerts blaring, whatever. And then, he flips through and there's maybe one that's showing like, old programming like PBS or something. It's like got Sesame Street, So it seems like some of the normal stations that might have news aren't broadcasting right now.
We don't exactly know yet. Just to be safe, we're gonna lock the door when we leave.
Okay. Do you know if something's going on with the Wi-Fi? And he's gonna hold up his phone and show that his Instamedia is like frozen. Like he's like, I can't get to my Facegram or my Instamedia or anything.
It's a bad day for everybody. Just lay low and stay quiet.
Okay. I mean, okay. I'll do my best, but yeah, I definitely would really like some pain meds because this.
We're to the doctor for a minute. We're working on it right now.
Okay. Yeah, I'll say as a doctor, you're able to get in there and find whatever the medication you want to administer to him and get it back to him. You know your way around and you can find what you need. Are you guys gonna poke your head in any other doors? Are you gonna lock doors as you go?
I think I'm gonna go down the hallway and poke my head in doors, and any room I find that doesn't have anyone in it, I'm just gonna lock it.
Okay.
It's a good idea to lock this guy in too. If he can't get around and something shows up.
I think just any door I can lock, I'm going to lock.
Okay, so you're just going down and locking all the doors.
Yeah, I'm just heading down, working my way down the hallway, locking all the doors.
All right. Yeah, so you're able to lock the doors as you're going. The labs, once you kind of turn the corner, everybody, let's see, we'll do, you know what? We'll do Deidre. You're the one, we're saying you're kind of behind a little bit, locking doors. Go ahead and roll me a flat D20. A 6. All right. So as you open up the door to one of the rooms, we're going to say up by this other nurse station here. Freehand. I just put a purple circle around it. It looks like the person in there may be turning. Not quite fully turned into one of those weird zombie things, but it looks like they may have passed away. There's a flat line on their monitoring system, right? So it's just flatlined. It's, as you open the door, you hear the alarms going off. The nearby nurse's station does have, you hear like a chiming, like ding, 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 like somebody's monitor has definitely registered something's wrong, but there's no nurses there. And this person, you, like I said, open the door, flatlined on the monitor, and you see them still moving in the bed. Their eyes are currently closed, but their skin color has changed a little bit. Like it's a little pale, a little bit ashy colored, and they're definitely kind of wheezing. So it definitely doesn't seem like something's right in this room.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stick my head out the hallway and call everyone else over.
Doctor! Doctor!
Like, you guys gotta see this.
We got another one, I think.
Okay, so you guys go rushing into this room. As you come rushing in, you guys can tell that it looks like this person did pass away, but they haven't fully changed to the zombie version yet. Like it's they're waking back up, so to speak, as they're like making weird gurgling, hissing, wheezing sounds. I don't know what they make.
Are there any restraint straps on their bed?
I'll say
Those
as
would be-
doctors you would know that underneath, like, you can pull out restraints.
Okay. That sounds like a good idea. I think before it totally turns, we should try to restrain it.
Yep,
Uh,
I think it's a good idea.
Daniel then also gets the gist of it and goes to the other side of the bed and also will restrain from the other side.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and you guys, the two of you that are restraining, if you'll roll me a, we'll do a speed check. It's only gonna be a difficulty 2, since it is just kind of laying in bed. It is moving around a little, but it's not like thrashing or, nothing crazy. Perfect. So you guys both rolled 15s. Nice. You guys are able to reach up underneath. You working in the hospital, you know that the restraints kind of lock up underneath, and you're able to pull them out, and at least get wrist ones on, without any trouble. Once the wrists are done, you guys can do the ankles as well if you'd like.
So the player assumes the worst, yet the character would still try to, ma'am, try to somehow get a reaction to see whether or not that person there is a person in that body and some mind that can react.
Okay. After a few seconds, the eyes will open. It's that same glossed over with like yellow, and then just like and then it starts trying to like go after you. Obviously restrained though, so she cannot get anywhere.
Well, we have to restrain you for the time being because of emergencies, and let's side eyeing to the others.
He's like, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to restrain you.
I'm slowly backing away towards the door and like twitching my head, like, guys, maybe we should just leave this room.
Yeah, just leave it. All right, so you guys are able to restrain her and get out. Are you locking the door as well?
Yes.
Okay. Like, everybody out. Click.
Absolutely locking that door.
Did I happen to go anywhere near a fire axe on the second floor yet? I would still like to grab one.
Yeah, you would have been able to go ahead and find one. Let me see. This is floor 3. So on this floor, there's only one fire axe available.
Okay.
I rolled randomly for each floor, so there is one available. It does look like there's 2 locations for the axe, but it looks like somebody picked up one of the other one. So it is gone at the moment.
Outside on the hallway, Daniel goes, curious. We only saw the people downstairs. How did it reach it up to here? Is it airborne? It must be airborne then.
Yeah.
Maybe. So you guys make it over to the labs, correct? That's where you're heading?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So there are windows in the labs that face out. It would be facing north. As you go in, it looks like there's several lab stations with various, tests that were maybe in progress, but they've since been kind of, all hands were called on deck, so they were abandoned. Testing at the moment is basically on hold because they're like, let's contain the problem before we, solution other things. So it's currently empty. Real quick, everybody, perception or intellect roll, difficulty 2. As you guys enter this room.
Okay.
Okay.
Ooh.
Success. Ooh.
Bam.
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 Bam. So the only one that looks like they fail is Kristen.
Yep, it's not perceptive.
It's okay. Sorry. So
Happens.
yep. So you guys walk in, and we'll say you're still thinking about like the other patients, and like you're still kind of in doctor mode. So you're mulling over, how are we gonna like address all the doctor needs without the doctors, like what's going on.
Sure.
As the other three of you walk in, as I said, you're going to notice there's several stations. There are windows that face north. It does look like one of the windows is open. It doesn't open far, but it's, because it's behind, like you have to have a swipe card to get in. So obviously doctor able to swipe you in. But it does look like the window only opens maybe like 6 to 8 inches. It doesn't open wide. You can just kind of turn it and it cracks. With your nat 20, you will notice that there is, closest to the window, you can see the arch of a back, as if somebody's hunched over. And you will notice that there is blood on the windowsill next to the open window, Deidre.
I'm going to alert everyone else to this person over here.
Okay.
And what's the lighting situation like in this room? It's like, can we see everything okay, or is it like still flickery, dark?
So the lights have been, they've all actually transitioned to almost like a half power stage. They're not necessarily flickering. They're just on like almost like a power saving mode. So they're dimmed, but you can still see. I would say you could like sit there and read easily for hours at a time without getting a headache, but you can easily see around the room and see what's going on.
Okay, I'm going to move towards the figure with my flashlight on slowly and just kind of go over and investigate it.
Okay. You've all been alerted now, and I'm assuming you did sort of quietly like, hey, there's a thing. There's something, right? Or were you like, hey?
Quietly, probably gave him a little tap, pointed in that direction.
Okay. And then shine your light around. Readily, like, as you're kind of making your way around the table, you will see, as you get closer, as I said, there was, like, a little bit of blood on the windowsill underneath. There is a top part of a body. There are bite marks on its, like, face and neck. And the hunched over creature appears to be one of the doctors or something on the floor. Was one of the doctors, and it appears to be eating part of the bowels, it looks like, from as you kind of peer around the corner. Yeah, it's just like like going to town like at a buffet.
Having a little lunch.
It was peckish.
Well, Daniel will take so acknowledges it and leaves the difficulty hard work to the others and slides to the side.
I think we should dash it with a crowbar.
You said someone took the fire axe, so I didn't have a chance to.
No,
get
you got one fire axe. There was 2 on the floor, but only one was available.
Got it. Okay.
I am
really trying to dispatch
smash it.
Yeah. I think the 3 of us are going to head over with our wrenches and crowbars and axes and try to get rid of the problem. Yeah.
All right.
We want to do some lab work, and this thing is bothering us.
No disrupting the
Get
lab.
out of our lab.
All right,
dude.
So as you guys make your way around, we will go ahead and roll some initiative. So it is a double checking. Number 3. So, target number 3 on your initiative. Or sorry, difficulty number 3, target number 12. 9. I can't math. Jeez. 9.
No.
Alright, so we have...
Where am I rolling this?
Under skills.
Yep, under skills.
Ah, there we go.
Mm-hmm.
And what was the difficulty?
3. Deidre.
Are we all rolling?
Yep, everybody's rolling. So you're getting ready to basically go into a combat. 11. So you also go before. All right. All right. So we have the way I do it is that everybody who rolls higher can go before it in whatever order you guys decide. And you can decide to change it up each round if somebody wants to, set up something for somebody else the next, that round or whatever. So if, just for example, Deidre wants to set up for Kristen by, pushing the zombie over, making it trip over a table to do whatever, you guys can figure it out.
I'm closest to it since I'm the one who was heading over.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll probably go first.
Okay.
And I'm just going to give it a big old kick to get it off of the thing it's eating.
All right. That is going to be a might check with a difficulty 3. You're just kicking it off at them. Good job. All right. So you kick it and it kind of lifts its head and it now is aware that you three are there and it kind of stumbles back as it's like, ooh, fresh meat, super, like the eyes you can clearly see are yellowed over. It's the skin color is definitely like paled and I would say that Jack and Daniel will recognize this as one of the other doctors that works on the floor. So it definitely, you notice. You're like, oh, we know this person. Well, we knew this person. So Christian and Kristen, it is your turns.
Right. Well, Daniel would leave the heavy-duty work to the others because they have the proper weapons for that. So Daniel would try to up the ante, or at least match the whole thing, and get some sort of idea. Well, we are in a lab here, so there must be some sort of solutions or bases or perhaps some acids that might help in this. So we're in a lab with labby things. So perhaps there is something that might hurt some biological thing.
Okay, so you're trying to assist, but with chemicals.
Right. So first of all, search something. Whether or not I have some grabbing, then throw it at the zombie.
All right. I will say it's going to be, unless you have some sort of searching skill, it's just going to be an intellect check to find stuff this round. I'm going to say it's a difficulty 2 to find various things, whether or not they will be super effective or not.
I have identifying. Would this help me in going through the list of on labels? All right.
That would. So difficulty 1, as you're like, okay, I gotta, find my way around and figure out things.
I still select difficulty 2 as I select the skill, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because the skill should automatically take it down. Yep. All right, so you're able to find in one of the cabinets, you open it up, and there's various, acids and bases and all sorts of, different chemicals that you would use for testing and or, breaking down cells or whatever you need. So you're able to pick a couple of those from the shelf, and you would know that you can like splash those or, anything.
So I guess next round then, right?
Yep. So you can.
Right.
I'll say you have. You can find basically 5 uses of chemicals to throw around as you see fit.
I'm thinking about aggressive chemicals.
5 chemical uses. So that leads us with Christian, Jack. Kristen.
I'm
like, oh, that sounded like Christian.
Just gonna try to chop it right in the head with the fire axe if I can.
All right. So that is a difficulty. That is a might defense. Might attack roll. So might attack difficulty 3.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm like doing math in my head. So yes, that will succeed. So fire axe is a medium weapon, so it is going to do 4 points of damage as you bring it around and whack it upside the head. So that is yeah. All right, and then Jim. Oh, sorry, it's its turn. I lie.
Yep.
I lied.
It's turn. I was gonna say one after it.
Yep. So Riker and not Riker. Deidre, what's your character's name? Hold on. Julian. I wrote down the wrong name. So I'm like, hold on. I got these backwards. Jim is Riker.
I updated my Discord logo for ease.
Oh. That's what that picture is? It took me a minute. I'm like, who is that in the picture? Like, what? Okay.
It is I, Julian, the elevator technician.
My brain was like, is that Daniel? I don't think that's what Daniel looks like. I've only seen Daniel like once. Okay, so you are Julian. Okay. It's Zombie's turn. So Julian and Jack are who are closest, because they've actually both attacked. And let's see. I'm gonna say it's going to swipe at the person that kicked it off. So that would be Julian, not Riker, because that's what I had written down. I had the names backwards. And I need a speed defense level 2 from you. And you might be trained in it. I don't remember. Let me see. All speed defense tasks. Yep. So underneath your skills, you can click where it says all speed defense tasks. And it is a difficulty 2. And you're muted, by the way, in case you were talking.
No, I just keep clicking it and nothing is popping up in the chat, so I'm just trying to get it to work.
Oh, it might be behind the sheet. There might be a prompt
Yeah,
behind the sheet. Yeah.
I put 2 and then submit and then I guess what is asset 1 or 2?
You have no assets at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah.
There we go.
There you go. All right, so it kind of turns its bobbly little head towards you, and it's like, and gets ready to like kind of swipe at you as if it's going to attempt to like grab you and maybe take a chomp. But you managed to miss getting swiped, and it is now Jim's turn. Riker's turn.
Alrighty.
Now that I have the names correct.
Let's try smashing this thing with a crowbar. See how
Alright.
it goes.
All right. So that is a difficulty 3.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And we'll spend a level of effort. And here we go.
Awesome. So you smack it upside the head with a crowbar, which I said is a light weapon, right?
Yep.
Yes, yours is.
Yep.
So that is going to do another 2 points of damage. I have to math. Oh my gosh, y'all.
All this subtraction and multiplication.
Like, okay, it has this many hit points. Then I'm doing this much damage. And then it comes back to Daniel, Julian, and Jack. You 3 are up again.
I am going to hit it with my ridiculously large wrench.
All right. Whack it with a wrench. So, wrench. Difficulty 3.
And is that
That would be might.
mites?
Clubbing it.
We did lose your video at some point, Rachel. I don't know if you know that.
What?
I can still see her.
Oh, I get a little spinning thing on her.
Oh, that's weird.
It goes on everywhere.
Can everybody else see me?
Yeah.
All good.
Okay.
I did just lose
Jim.
yeah, Jim.
Yep, I'm
There he is. He's back.
going to see why I can see Rachel. I refreshed. A little swirly thing for a while. I'm like, does she know we can't see her? I'm like, oh, just me. Okay.
It's just you. Just you. It's fine.
Now my dog wants to play.
Yep.
My doggy.
Puppy dog. So you bring your wrench around, whack, club it upside the side of the head, and you hit it, and you rolled a 19, so you do one. Would you like a minor effect, or would you like +3 to your damage?
I'll take that +3 damage. Thank you very much.
So, so that
I'm a
does
man who knows how to
4,
use a wrench.
7. Yep. So you club it upside the head. It drops to the ground, twitches a couple times, and then slowly starts to get back up.
Which is one at the perfect opportunity to douse it then with one of those chemicals.
All right. So you're gonna just jump in and like dump chemicals on it. All right. That is going to be. I'm gonna say that's a speed test, a speed attack. So that will be a difficulty 3.
Using up one of those doses. Perfect. So sprinkle it over. I don't know. The head is most likely the center of still functioning of the nervous system. So this is where this goes.
All right. So you dump a vial out on its head, and with a 14, that will be enough to kill it. So it sizzles. You smell this awful, like, burning flesh is bad, burning hair is bad. This is like worse than both of those combined.
Don't breathe this.
Yeah. It may or may not be toxic. As it sizzles, it makes this high-pitched kind of squelching noise as it like shrivels and then drops to the ground. It is most decidedly dead.
Okay, this is what field exercise means. All right.
Well, at least we can kill him. We know that much now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. I have this life sample. All right. I guess I better get to work. And turns over to get to the next best analysis station and get things going.
Okay. So you're gonna start doing some researching, trying to figure out. What are you specifically trying to do? Are you trying to find a cure? Are you trying to find a way to stop it? Are you trying to find a cause?
Well, as a player, I would guess this is not something that is solved within 5 minutes. Either of those questions or any of those questions. so it's zombie break out and hey, I've got the cure. No, I guess the core question right now is what kind of how does it spread? Is it airborne or is it just mainly by I don't know, fluids or something like that? I also don't know. I have no idea from a concept wise whether this is even determinable within a few minutes. So this is what Daniel would try to do, and I would like to invoke my fits of insight as well for this, which is whenever such knowledge is appropriate, the GM feeds you with information. Although there is no clear explanation, I posted it in the chat.
All right. Understand is appropriate. Okay. So, So as you're getting started on your lab, we'll see. What are you other 3 doing?
Am I able to assist Daniel since I have medical knowledge? I might be able to help him with figuring out what's going on.
Yep. You'll be able to assist. That will give him 1 asset towards everything, as he's starting to mix things together or do whatever he's doing at his lab station.
While they're working on that, I'm going to lock us into the room.
Okay.
So no one else can come in, and then I'm just going to go over to the window and see what's going on outside.
Okay.
I think I would be kind of searching the lab, see if there's anything else here we could use for weapons.
Okay. So, let's see. Looking out the window, and we have somebody searching. So as you're searching around, one of the cabinets you kind of open, there's going to be, I'm going to pull out a couple ciphers. So there's going to be, I'm going to say 5. There's 5 ciphers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, on a shelf for you. So you have what looks like a mind-restricting wall. Now, just for reference, normally you have to roll to figure out what these all are, but because this is a one-shot, I'm not going to have you guys roll. I'm just going to tell you what you find for simplicity's sake. So you find a mind-restricting wall, which creates an immobile plane of permeable energy up to 20 feet by 20 feet for 1 hour.
This is a very advanced hospital.
These may or may not have been taken off patients. Like, you don't actually know what this drawer or cabinet is. He's just, like, rummaging.
It's the lost and found.
It's the lost and found, exactly. You find these might all be, what you call, like, you're in a lab. They could all be, like, prototype. So this is what it's labeled as, but who knows if that's what it does. No. So you find a spatial warp that's the range is increased. So space is temporarily warped in terms of seeing and reaching the target.
These are all just various types of psychedelic drugs that make you think these things are happening.
Look, they're not always all drugs, okay? I know everybody likes the drugs in the games, but you have an information sensor. Over the course of 1 day, the user can activate the Cypher a total of number of times equal to its level, and they can select a living creature within long range and learn the following about it: level, origin, species, name, and possibly other facts. Such as, I know this is something you guys all want to know about a specific creature, but their credit score, their home address, their phone number, and other related information. It literally says their credit score. I don't know why.
Zombie, I was going to take you out, but with a credit score like that,
no chance.
You're better off dead.
Exactly. You're better off undead.
Exactly, you're better off undead.
Yep. An intelligence enhancement, which I think... Nope, does not do something else. All of the user's tasks involving intelligent deduction, such as playing chess, inferring a connection between clues, solving a mathematical problem, finding a bug in the computer, and so on, are eased by 2 steps for 1 hour. In the subsequent hour, the strain hinders the same tasks by 2 steps. So basically, you get enhanced for an hour by 2 steps, and then after that you're basically like mentally exhausted, so everything's 2 steps harder. And you find a knowledge enhancement, which is different than an intelligence enhancement, apparently. So for the next day, the character has training in a predetermined skill or 2 if the level is 5 or higher. The skill could be anything, or I would have you roll a random D100, and there's stuff on here. So that's what you find on a shelf. You also find, I'll say on like a lower shelf, there's a couple of scalpels. There's 2 scalpels, amongst various like tools and things that could be used as a light weapon. Don't know if you're hearing that.
Mm-hmm.
Little man.
Are we in the children's ward?
You are not.
That's going to get dark.
So, I don't know what's happening. I'm sorry.
Someone's cranky.
No, those are not cranky. Those are actually happy, like, just... So he babbles at 11. He does not have a quiet mode.
That's okay.
So any of those jump out at you as wanting to keep and or dispense to other folks?
Seems like things like the knowledge and intelligence cipher could be helpful to Daniel doing what he's currently doing.
Yes and no. To a certain degree. Well, thank you for the offer, though I believe both of us, Jack and I, have this covered. And I guess my bag can only fit so much. I have other special tools for immediate or for necessary use. Thanks for the offer.
I will say, as a reminder, if you use a cipher, it is no longer considered being carried. So it would not count against yours. So you could actually take these and use these immediately while you guys are doing this. And it wouldn't count against your limit. You can also carry more than your limit with the chance of things happening. But that's always an option.
I do find it amusing that one of the ciphers I have right now is called Condition Remover Viral Infection. So I like how we're trying to figure out what this thing is and like how it spread and how to cure it, and I'm just like in my pocket. I have a viral infection remover.
I'm pretty sure I randomly rolled those, so I honestly don't remember what anybody has on them.
I have explosives.
I have a flame retardant wall.
For when you want to burn down the rest of the hospital.
And then that viral infection remover.
Yeah. So, Julian is looking out the window at the moment. You know, taking a look around. You see down below there is still chaos. It seems people are still trying to maybe come into the hospital. But you do see also several of these zombie-like creatures kind of milling around, attacking various people or doing whatever, you know, down in the parking lot, basically. Let me pull up my thing again, because I need a thing for some stuff. Doesn't say the difficulty. I'm gonna say it's a 4. I need an intelligence defense roll from you, Julian, of a difficulty 4. As you're kind of looking out the open window.
Intelligence defense.
Mm-hmm.
Is
so if you
that
don't
just intellect? Because I don't see it on my list.
Oh, sorry. Intellect defense, not intelligence, but yeah. If you don't have it listed, then yeah, it's just a normal intellect defense. Difficulty 4.
Ooh.
Okay. So as you're looking out and you kind of look up and see, just making notes, don't mind me. You see several of these streaking lights again. All of a sudden you start to feel nauseous and sick to your stomach and a little dizzy. So
I'm gonna not look at those lights anymore and maybe go sit down, try to clear my head a bit.
Okay. Okay. Did you close the window before, like right after that, or did you leave the window open and just kind of stepped away?
I just kind of stepped away.
Okay. So you step away and you're sitting down. Back to the researchers. Are you taking any of those enhancements?
Can you tell me what they were again, Rachel?
Mm-hmm. Knowledge enhancement, roll of random D100, and you'll get 1 or 2 of the skills. Intelligence enhancement, it basically makes all intelligent rolls for 1 hour 2 steps easier, but then you are hindered by 2 steps, so everything will be 2 steps harder for the next hour after that. Spatial Warp, I'm really not sure. It's written very strange. It seems like
a far reach ability. So if you have
sort of, yeah. Like if there's something really far away, all of a sudden you can like step closer to it, but it basically shortens the distance somehow. It's very weirdly worded. A mind restricting wall, which creates an immobile plane of permeable energy. Intelligent creatures passing through the plane fall unconscious for up to 1 hour or until slapped awake or damaged. That's what it says.
I mean, I guess I could. The first one sounds pretty good. I might be able to get something useful out of that.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you said I roll a D100?
Yes. So it'll be first roll a D6 and then a D100.
Alright. D6 was a 3.
Okay.
And then D100.
36. So, you basically are trained. You're trained in one type of academic or esoteric lore, such as biology, history, magic, and so on, for the next day.
Okay, well, I want to be an expert. I guess whatever, like, pathology field would be most relevant to what we're looking at right now.
Some sort of...
Like immunopathology, something along those lines.
Okay. And then there's also the information sensor, which basically you can learn stuff about creatures, like their credit score. Because obviously, that's important.
Crucial information.
Very crucial. Okay, so anybody else wanted to grab any of these? And Jim, you're muted again, just in case.
Yeah, my dog is making a little bit noise, so
Oh, okay.
if you hear her whining, she wants to play.
Yep. All right, so you guys are at the station. You're gonna start, mixing your chemicals, and you're looking under the microscope and all that kind of stuff, and you are trying to determine how it spreads. I'm gonna say in the lab you can find some other normal samples of just like human blood and stuff, and you can basically check test things by, I guess, contaminating it with samples and such. It doesn't look like it transfers through fluids, as you're immediately watching, and you're like, I don't see this spreading and anything happening. Go ahead and give me an intellect. It's going to be difficult. You do have one asset because you are being helped. But it's going to be a difficulty 6.
Do my fits of insight bring anything or give me anything?
Your fit of insight, let's see. Let me see. How you could... Your fit of insight will tell you that there is something correlating to the lights outside. You don't know how or why you know this, but your fit of insight is like, okay, their eyes were the same color as the lights.
Yeah.
We started getting the notifications about the lights at the same time that chaos started breaking out.
Yeah, so it's fine. It's finally coming together. Like I said at the beginning, it does begin, Jack. I guess these outsiders, these must be outsiders. They are some sort of a way of communicating. It's pretty much like they always then said in Erich von Däniken and all of those, that there is someone. How do you say things, Jack? Quite babbling into whatever alien conspiracy theory while Jack is trying to figure out the science.
But it definitely seems to be some correlation with the lights. Though I don't know if we've quite 100% cracked it yet, but something related to the lights is having a triggering effect, which we should probably check on Julian to make sure they're doing okay.
Do you want to do the intelligence roll? Or do attempt
you would be doing it, Daniel, because you're the one doing the primary thing. Jack is assisting.
Understood. Shall I still do it, or is the Fits of Insight rather the replacement of that?
For what?
For this difficulty 6 roll. No.
It's still difficulty 6, but you do have the one asset because of... I'll say you have 2 assets because you have the Fit of Insight plus you have Jack's assistance.
Okay, so I am concentrating on this and geeking out on this as well, so I'm taking effort on this.
Okay.
And adding 2 assets. Go.
Cool.
Ooh.
Nice roll.
All right. You're looking, and as you're looking in the microscope, you're gonna see the sample that you took. It has on a microscopic level, it does seem to be pulsing and glowing, and it does have each of the individual cells has almost like an extra wall barrier that is very similar to maybe like a plant cell or something where it has like that extra hardened external thing, but it is almost like pulsing in that same orange color. Looking at all of it in the tube, you can't see that, but looking at like the macro level, you can see it just. It's like very, very faint. Uh-oh. We lost a Jim.
And Jack, good. Yeah, you're right with the lights. Please help me put it over to the window and grab the microscope stationer in the hopes that it's a portable microscope, or at least small enough that we can transfer it over to the windowsill. And so again, Daniel fully enwrapped with trying this, solve this, do this now, and not looking up, but rather on the microscope, and then bring it to the windowsill and then see if catch somewhat of the light as well, and then look into the whole thing.
Okay. So you guys are moving it over. Jim, would you like a player or a GM intrusion?
Sure.
All right. So you get one experience. You get to give one experience to somebody else.
I will give one to Christian.
All right.
Okay.
So as you're going through these shelves and you're kind of rummaging, you found the scalpels, you found some tools and such. There is a door that leads kind of over behind it would be to the east. And as you're near that door, there is a window that looks into it. It looks like it goes into some sort of maybe a storage area that has other exits to it. You're going to see there's like 4 zombies and they're kind of milling around all in the coats. They don't seem to have noticed you guys yet. Like maybe you're not making enough noise to like attract them. But they're definitely in that room. It does look like there might be another door that they came in through that's propped open kind of on the other side.
This door that leads to them, does it appear to be locked, or just they haven't even tried to come through it yet?
Between you and them, it's closed. You don't know without trying it whether it's locked or unlocked.
I'll obviously let the other people know, like, hey, who is he? We got a problem over here. More of them over here in this room.
Well, I have keys.
Yeah, I'll take a recovery roll. I have a chance.
Take a deep breath.
So I will kind of gather myself. I don't know if I'm still feeling woozy or not.
Not at the moment since you stepped away from the window. It took a moment or two to pass, but you are, kind of coming back around. You still feel a bit off, but you don't feel like you're about to puke or anything at the moment anymore.
All right, I'll head over to the door and see if I can lock it.
Okay. The two of you, Jack and Daniel, you guys are going to the window, right? Both of you?
Concentrating on the microscope and trying to see what's happening under the light.
Okay. And then how are you assisting Jack with the microscope situation?
I guess just kind of analyzing together to see how it reacts to being in the light.
Okay. I'm going to need intellect defense checks from both of you. As you get towards the window, the pulsing light, you both can see clearly through the microscope. It actually gets brighter and more intense.
Does this fall onto some sort of a mental attack? Because I have an inability on those.
That's a good question. Let me see. I'll say yes.
It says my mind is quite fragile, so please interpret it whether or not the situation is that. So for my guess, yes, it would be.
I would think so. It doesn't specifically
Alright.
say one way or the other, but I'm going to say because it is an intellect defense roll, then yes.
Okay.
So
Difficulty what?
it's
Yeah.
a difficulty 4.
4, awesome. That's going to be the end. Ooh.
Okay.
Ah.
So fail for you on Jack and Daniel. Write your names all down for a second, and Riker. Alright, so that was Jack. You failed, and Daniel also failed. Because difficulty 4 is a target number of 12. So yeah, you both fail. As you guys are looking through, you know what? I'm actually gonna say it's 2. Where'd my pen just go? Here it is. I might need to turn on the light here in a second. You guys, not only as the first pulse is like faint, right? And then as you get closer, it gets brighter and brighter. And then like 3 or 4 pulses in, it almost like burns your eyes. And you guys immediately start feeling like you get this searing headache. You feel like nauseous and dizzy, and like the room is starting to spin. You guys almost like drop the microscope. It's like just, it's so sudden and unexpected. So that's, you guys have just been hit by this. You don't take damage right away or anything, but you definitely are not feeling good at all.
I would be always open to say that the microscope somehow drops down or is somewhat untended. Then it's cannot. I don't know. We tried to put it on the windowsill, but perhaps this is not a stable situation.
I could say you can try to roll a speed check, difficulty 5, to try to like keep it from like smashing to the ground at least.
Okay. Well, at least with the inability, Daniel would be way too occupied with.
Okay.
Ow!
Yeah.
So stepping a few steps. What is
It
this?
does kind of make sense that, in that kind of pain, you would most likely not be paying attention to the microscope.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys basically they're walking over, they're looking through the microscope, and all of a sudden it just like drops to the ground and cracks and breaks. Your sample kind of spills on the floor and stuff.
Holding their heads.
Yeah. Yeah, they're both holding their heads. They look like they're on the verge of barfing. They're just not doing too hot at the moment.
Great.
Julian, you are going over to try to lock the door.
I am.
As you get closer, you can now see through the window. There's 4, maybe 5. It's kind of hard to tell because they're kind of shuffling around. There's at least 4 zombies in there. Are you going to try to do it, like, I'm assuming you're going to do it as quickly and quietly as possible?
Yes.
All right. Go ahead and roll me a speed check difficulty 4 to try to keep the keys from clanging against you. Don't actually know the right key, like, immediately. There's... Let's see if you can...
I am also going to put one effort into this because
click, click.
I'm going to
Very
be a
wise.
little panicked and very focused and want to succeed here.
All right.
Hey.
So you just narrowly no. You go ahead, you get up there, and you get ready to go, and before you actually put the first key in, you were like, oh no, let's get the one that's marked like storage, and you swap it out, and it luckily is the storage for this floor, this room. It works. You slip in and click, click. You lock it quietly. They don't appear to have noticed. So they're currently still kind of shuffling about. You do know, as you're that close and looking through, you can see that there is another door kind of across opposite you that is open, that they could easily just like walk out though.
I mean, does that door have a lock as well? While I'm at it, I might as well...
It is, but you would have to go out and around.
Oh, well then, I'll just leave them be, I guess.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
So, like, they can't get into our room, but they can
Correct.
get out into the hallway.
Correct. So
Yeah,
like,
sorry, hallway people, you're on your own.
so I put a little red mark where the door you just locked is, and then the other, like that opposite corner would be the corner that they could walk out through into the hall.
Okay.
All right, and I'm gonna
I guess Riker will be like asking the other people who looked out the window. They're like, "What happened? What is the light dangerous? Is it? What's going on?"
At this point, I'm also going to tell them what happened when I looked at the lights. That they made me
Okay.
feel wheezy and I had to sit down for a while.
I believe, yes, the light. Jack, you're right. The light. we saw the lights prevent and tries to. Well, Daniel currently has his eyes closed and tries to talk and then blinks through the lenses. And somewhat unfocused. We previously saw them through the window glass. Perhaps this is filtering. This one here is open. I guess we should close it. And what is this? The lights. It must be the lights that cause things. And only if you see them without the glasses. The glasses do have filters. They are filtering the UV. It must be UV.
Did you guys all follow that?
I'm just gonna nod and be like, okay.
Okay, so
I like how they're all just dead. So like,
this glass, glass filters out UV, and 10 minutes ago we saw these lights through the windows, and it didn't do headaches. And this
Are
one here is
there-
open.
Are there any curtains or anything we could close to block the windows?
There would be blinds here in this hospital. Though if we close this window, and Daniel will then close the window, or at least move away whatever remnants of whatever biological residue is there on the windowsill to then close the window.
Yep. So you can go ahead and like pull the window closed. It does seem to be something related to looking at the lights, because as you are looking out through the glass, it doesn't seem to affect you.
It must be UV based, some ultraviolet or something beyond visible light. Glasses filter out all this heat stuff.
Kristen,
we need glass.
would you like a GM intrusion?
Sure, let's do it.
All right. So you get 1 experience, and 1 experience goes to somebody of your choice.
I will give one to Deidre.
Hey.
Hey. So as you guys are sitting there explaining, there's that partially eaten corpse at your feet. The edges of its wounds, for lack of a better term, of its bite marks and things, are going to begin glowing faintly. And it twitches once or twice, as if it might be starting to perhaps reanimate.
Oh, lovely.
Now, this is the half-eaten...
Yep.
Now, what is it? Does it have limbs, or is it just...
It still has limbs. It's basically it's got like part of its face might be like chewed off, part of its neck, and then it may be partially disemboweled. But it does.
Right.
It's mostly intact.
I have a roll
he's
of duct
fine.
tape.
He's just, yeah.
I have a roll of duct tape. I think as soon as I
He's a
start
baby,
see
that
it start
tape.
moving, I'm gonna jump over and start just like taping it, like
Okay.
its legs together, its arms down,
Okay. So you're basically gonna try to
mouth shut. Yeah,
Yeah, flip it over and tape it up, like hog tie it.
yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Very smart idea.
Is anybody assisting?
Yeah, I have some duct tape. I'm going to help her out.
Okay. I'll say she can get 2 assets. It is going to be a difficulty... I'll say it's difficulty 4, just because you're trying to roll over this, like, blood-covered mess of a body that may or may not be easy to, like, grab. It is starting to, like, twitch and move. It's not, like... It's mostly just sheer weight you're trying to move and everything. So you're trying to roll it over. And it's maybe, loose as well, with guts hanging out. So
This is
yeah,
a might roll.
yeah, might roll. Sorry, difficulty 4, but you have 2 assets because you're having assistance. Here, back. All right. So as you are, you guys are trying to like roll it over. It's wet. It's slimy. It's twitching a little bit. The eyes are starting to glow. Its eyes, as you're kind of half roll it over, its eyes snap open and it like lets out a screech sort of, which startles you, and you kind of drop it. And it flops back onto its back, and starts kind of grasping at you. You can try again.
Yeah, I'll try again.
Now that you guys are all
Yeah.
fully covered in,
Yeah,
And
Gore.
now that we're
blood,
thoroughly
guts,
gooped,
and-
Yep, now that you're thoroughly gooped.
so it's another might roll,
Mhm.
difficulty 4.
4 still, yep. And 2 assets still, because people are assisting you.
Hey!
Yay!
Hey, here we go.
You manage to, like, one hand reaches up and you grab it by the wrist and wrench it around behind its back, and, you know, I'm assuming you're not being, like, gentle as if it's a real alive person anymore. You're like, no, I don't care.
No.
So you get it rolled up, and between, you know, 3 of you guys, you can get it kind of tackled, you know, down and taped up. So it's just kind of laying on the ground, twitching and duct taped up. All right, so now what's the plan? It did let out kind of a loud sound. You're not sure immediately if that pack in the other room heard, if there's any sort of other communication that they have, as if there's, you know, they can signal each other.
we need to get out. I guess we don't have access to the dark web. I guess I need to get some contacts. We need to get somehow into either underground or somewhere shielded from these lights.
Yeah, underground is something a really good idea. Getting away from those lights is probably a smart move. Let's go down to the underground.
Well,
maybe
we
we can find
are
something down
near,
there. We can do it.
we are near a couple unbarricaded staircases. Maybe we should try to take those down to the parking garage.
Yeah, let's do it.
You mean you don't want to try to go back through your convenience? What do you call it? What is the thing called? The candy box. What's it called? Convenience box. My brain is totally lost on what they're called.
Totally brag.
Huh?
Snack box? No, snack machine?
Snack machine. Vending machine. That's the
There
word.
we go.
No.
There we go. We're like, what are you talking about?
Convenience box. I don't know.
Ah,
Let's
yes,
go down the
the
guy's garage. That
convenience
sounds like a
box.
smart move.
Yeah, you're
I mean,
gonna go
yeah.
back through that. All right, so you guys, is it agreed that you're gonna make a break for it and try to get down to one of the 2? So there are 2 stairwells near you. 3 technically, but you know that. Let me double check. I think it's just E. I lie. D is the one that goes down, like, can take you all the way to the parking garage.
Okay, I say we take D then.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it will also
Seems like the smart
on
move.
the
We
way.
now know the lights are dangerous. We know that there's no simply easy solution to this thing. It seems like that's the best place.
Is there anything we want to grab from the room before we go?
It probably wouldn't hurt to check in case there's anything of use.
Yeah, should we do a check to see if there's anything in the room we can use before we go?
Sure. I mean, you guys mostly he found it earlier. The 5 different ciphers. There was a couple of what do you call it? Scalpels and miscellaneous, like, tools and stuff. If you wanted to check the pockets of either of the doctors, you guys can do that. There might be a set of keys. I'm
Car
assuming.
keys, perhaps.
Oh yeah,
the-
let's look to see if anyone's got car keys. That's a good idea.
That's a really good idea. Yeah.
So go ahead and roll me whoever's checking pockets. Or actually, we'll say all 4 of you can give me just a flat D20.
Okay.
We'll see what kind of keys you guys are finding.
Some Swiss bank
There we
account or bank box.
Exactly.
Let's see my-
All right. So, Jack and Riker, you find some sets of keys. You guys are going through drawers. You're going through pockets on the 2. Well, the one that's currently still quote unquote alive / undead, and then the one that you guys killed. You guys go through the pockets. You do find several sets of keys. Words. Oh my goodness. My brain was like, you can't say
Words are
that.
so hard today.
Several sets of keys. It does look like the couple of sets that you guys find, Riker and Jack are just like desk keys. It looks like one might be like a bike lock, that's that style. None of them look like cars. Daniel and Julian, however, do each find a set of keys that look like, maybe like a house key with like a car key of some sort, maybe like a little key fob boop boop thing. And then, a couple other miscellaneous keys, but they do appear to have some sort of car key. We'll say one has a Toyota symbol and one has a Ford symbol. Obviously, they're not going to tell you what cars they go to other than a Toyota and a Ford, which are,
Those get
We have a little boop boop, right?
Exactly.
one
Those
does.
get-
We'll say, yeah. Deidre, yours does, Julian, but the other one does not. So you have one boop boop and one non-boop boop.
Pardon, I was going to ask you, Julian, whether or not you would be able to rig a car. You just look like the technically inclined person. But yeah, these car keys might help as well.
I do also have like an engineering skill and a lockpicking skill. So I think if we can get to the car, I can get us in and get us going.
Yeah,
Alright.
I think that makes sense.
Let's go because I believe in Daniel. Sorry. So perfect. Let's go because I believe, and Daniel looks over to the door that it was locked. As I assume that the zombies on the other side are going to thrash at the door already.
Yeah, they seem to be getting ready to, like, they're up against the glass, maybe looking in, like,
Okay,
you're starting to
so-
hear some claws at the door, and
I'll unlock the door that just leads out to the hallway, not the one near the zombies.
oh man,
And make a run for the D stairwell.
D stairwell. Okay,
Who could make friends with the zombies? Never know.
exactly. So you guys are booking it down to D. Go ahead and let's see. You guys are gonna go down to 4, 2, 1, and parking garage. Okay, I'm just double checking maps real quick. So you guys are gonna try to go all the way down, right? All right.
Yeah.
All 4 of you roll me a flat D20.
And I keep getting
Hell
shitty.
yeah. Oh, God. You
All
can't
right.
roll today, save my life.
That's okay. I'm okay with that. So you guys are making your way down. You get down to almost to the first floor landing that would take you onto, the first floor. And the door it's gone. It looks like it was somehow removed from its hinges. And there is currently a body that is being snacked on by two zombies kind of on the landing. So you guys are currently like basically at the second story landing looking down, and you can see that there's like these 2 zombies, having a little snack. Lovely.
No, I don't think we want to go that way.
Well, we have perhaps in the second floor, perhaps the
Yeah.
second floor you can bear it.
Let's go into the
Yeah.
second floor and see if we can find a different
Yeah,
stairwell.
maybe we'll find another stairwell. Yep.
Okay.
Keep our eyes open for another axe too.
All right. And nope, that's not what I wanted. Nope, that's not what I wanted. Nope, that's not what I wanted either. Come here. Yeah, there. I was trying to get to switch the tools. I was like, nope. All right, so you guys come out on, you can like crack open the door and look through. It is not locked. As you look out, you do see, it's not chaotic like the first floor was when you first went down there, but it's definitely, they've made their way to this floor. You can see a couple of, like, down the hall, you see 1 or 2 zombies kind of maybe wandering about. You do see, 1 or 2 bodies on the floor that have been torn open. So it is messy. You do know next there is a stairwell not far from you. However, it stops at the first floor. D and F are the only two that go all the way to the garage. So the only other way to get to the garage would be to go outside and around the building to get to an outside stairwell.
Sorry, Julian, didn't you say you were the one for the northern elevator? Would you be able to open the door still and get it working, or could we go down there?
Yeah, I could definitely take a look at the elevator and see if I can get it working for us. So that's what I'll do.
Okay. You'll know between you guys and where the elevator is, it looks like there's at least one zombie kind of shimmying, shambling words. What's a good zombie word?
I think shimmering is really good zombie word. Shimmering.
He's shimmying. Woo! It's actually a belly dancer zombie, so...
It's sparkling. It's a sparkly zombie.
Exactly. It's a Twilight zombie. So you're going to see it down the hall. You don't... there is... down the other halls, you see one or two. That's the only one you see that's between where you guys and the elevator are.
Should we distract this one while you, Julian, get the elevator working?
That sounds like a plan. Go for it, guys.
Go ahead, guys. Hold on one second. I want to yell at them for the barking. Hey!
This hospital also has a veterinary clinic on the second floor.
Okay, I think we're good. Yeah, you hear the zombie dogs.
Oh no, zombie dogs are never good.
They're fast. Okay, so you guys are going to try to distract it. Are you going to try to distract it towards you? Are you going to distract it somehow past the elevators? What's your plan of distraction? Run by it screaming, "Whoa!"
These are the silent questions that at least Riker and Daniel exchange with their eyes. Perhaps also Jack has some.
Yeah, Riker's a good runner, so maybe Riker will try running by it and seeing if he can get to follow him.
Okay. Yeah. I'm assuming you're not going to make noise until you get at least up to it, if possible. Yeah. Okay. You're going to run it. Dum, 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 dum. I'll go ahead and say it's a speed difficulty. It's not going to be very hard. We'll say it's just a difficulty 2. Speed, just a speed test, basically, to see if you can, run by it to get its attention and not get swiped.
Here we go. I'm already trained in running, so here we go.
There you go. That's even better. All right. So Riker's like, I got this. All right.
Yeah,
here we go. Takes off running.
Stretch it.
Gotta stretch. Don't want to pull anything. You're gonna get its attention. You can kind of lure it down the hall. They don't move. I'd say they walk about as fast as maybe a person brisk walking. Is about the fastest they move. So you're able to get its attention and kind of lure it and hey buddy, come on. You do, although getting its attention, you will see a little bit further down the hall, there is 2 more that are kind of wandering around. And they'll start to sort of take notice of all the motion as you're luring this one around. But you're able to play keep away from them while the others can work. So Julian,
I'm going to use the distraction as an opportunity to get to the elevator.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to whip out all my tools and start working on it, trying to get it up and running for everybody.
Okay. Let me just double check. In
the worst case, you only pry open the doors and we climb down the shaft.
It's maybe a possibility.
Giving bad GM ideas.
No, I have plenty here.
Also, we're up
Yeah,
on a
I'm low to
second
a bad
story.
idea.
I'm not sure how comfortable I'd be trying to shimmy down 2 stories of an elevator shaft.
Rachel's like, yeah, I'm full of bad ideas.
Full of bad ideas. As I look at the whole list that it gives me of bad ideas that you don't even have to provide. And check off the ones that are on the list. So, you guys, let's see, what is this? This is that. Okay. As you guys are heading towards there, you can pop open the elevator. It looks like it's up on the 3rd floor where you had been working on it. So you can, start messing with the panels and such. I'm going to say it's an intellect. It's a difficulty 3. It's not super, super hard. It is something you were trained in. I don't remember if that's like a thing you have on your sheet. If it's not specific, then you'll just have an asset because you know how to work elevators specifically.
Yeah, I don't think I have specifically one on my sheet, so I'll just...
Okay. Yeah, I think it's just an asset then, because this is like your wheelhouse.
Difficulty 3, you said?
Difficulty 3, and you have 1 asset. So,
Yes.
2.
very nice,
Working
very
on
nice.
the
So you pop the panel off the front. You have a little device you hook up to it, and you're starting to program it in, and you hear the elevator start to kick on. Normally it would come pretty quick because you're only 1 floor down, but it seems to take forever. Like it's like slowly coming down, and you guys are like, "This is the longest elevator wait I've ever had in my life." Meanwhile,
Daniel will then ready one of those acid vials if anyone comes near of those zombies to protect Julian.
perfect. Meanwhile, Riker is you now have the 1 zombie kind of behind you. You have a couple others that have you've gotten their attention as well. So you currently have 3 zombies kind of shambling along behind you as you're like, hey. So what are your plans with your zombie buddies? Are you just gonna keep like leading them in a Benny Hill loop around the nurse station?
Yeah, I think basically my plan is like, get them where I feel like they're safely far enough away from the other group, and then like, book as fast as I can, kind of around the corner and meet back up with the rest of the people.
Okay. All right, so you'll be able to. You're working on that. What about Daniel's writing his vials? He's going through. He's like, all right, I've got what 4 more vials, I believe. Jack, what are you doing?
I have my axe at the ready.
Okay, so you're just ready for attacking.
Yes.
So nearby, because you guys are here, there's the intensive care unit, and then there's the intensive care unit waiting area. That actually is like a small room that's got windows on it. You're going to, I will say that Jack with the axe is kind of peering around. You're going to see this young guy kind of peek up over the edge of the window and then go down again. And then a few minutes later, or a few seconds later, you might see another like peek and then go down again. And then the door is going to just ever so slightly crack open, and you're going to hear, hey, hey, hey.
Am I the only one who hears him, or has anyone
Yeah,
else
you're kind
noticed?
of closest. I'm going to say Jack's kind of, or sorry, Daniel is looking sort of like the other way, like down the other hallways, just keeping an eye out, and you're like, kind of perimeter watching. So
Got it.
you're the one closest. Psst, hey.
I think I will let the others know what I just heard, and try to move a little closer to see what they want, what's going on.
He's gonna be like, is it safe to come out yet? Or are they still out there?
They are still out here.
Door shuts. Click. That's it. That's all he's gonna do.
I will lead them to his hiding then.
Yeah, he's just gonna go back to click. So yeah, you'll see that. Otherwise, yeah, you guys you're working on it. The elevator does arrive. The doors were already open for like the actual shaft, so then the actual elevator doors are open. You guys can get in and see if it'll go down. It might go very slowly.
I'm confident in Julian.
All right. So you guys,
With hopeful eyes towards Julian.
please.
I'm gonna let him know everything looks good, guys. Come on, let's get in.
All right, everybody's loading in. Riker, go ahead and roll me a speed difficulty 2 to make sure you can get them far enough away and get to the elevator before the door. Yeah, well, I guess they can hold the door open, but I mean, like, give you guys all enough time to make your escape. Escape.
Here we go.
All right. So you
There we go.
you get them around the corner and you're like, see ya, and you take off, book it back. You guys close the elevator, you push to go down to the parking garage. And again, it starts, it pauses a second, and you all hold your breath, and then it continues down. It's making a terrible sound, and Julian's like, oh, the wheels need grease. That's probably all it is. Like, oh,
Julian!
why didn't I think of that? Like, they kept saying it was they kept saying it was electronics. It's actually mechanical. Like, ugh. Like, it starts to dawn on you, like, what is actually going on with this elevator as it goes very slowly down. It's going to ding open at the garage, and the garage is super dark. You guys can hear noises, but there's not even, like, emergency lights on down here. Nothing is coming down here, so it's super dark.
I am going to turn on my flashlight and kind of.
Yeah, same here.
Wait,
I have one too.
Wait.
I have
Perhaps
two of
it's
them. Someone need one?
Wait. Perhaps they react to the light. First, let's figure out where the car is with the beep beep tactic.
With the beep beep.
All right, I will bloop bloop my little car key and listen for a response.
Roll me a d20. All right. You don't hear anything. Like, either you're just out of range or it's not parked in the garage. You do know that the garage is pretty big, though, so it could just be you're just out of range of it at the moment.
I think it's flashlight time,
Does
guys.
anyone need a flashlight? Yeah. I have two of them. Does anyone need one?
I think I have one.
I've got one.
Okay.
So the doctor or nurse flashlights are going to be like the pen flashlights.
Okay, so that's what I think I have
Yeah,
then.
so you'll have like a really, like a small one that, I mean, you can still see, small areas and stuff, but it wouldn't be
It's not like,
zombie attracting or pointing out sort of light. Whereas the other
Two of mine is pretty large.
yeah, you're gonna have the hefty boy flashlight
Yeah.
that's like you shine it
Black light
around and
one,
you can
that's the large
see.
one.
Yeah. You will see, if you do shine it around, you'll see 3 sets of golden eyes, like you catch them in the light as you just pan across quickly. And you can
Darn
see
garage cats.
no, not unless that's what you want to call these zombies.
I say we try to sneak around and avoid anything down there. Let's find that car and get the heck out of here.
Okay. Everybody on board with that? You could use a tiny pen light. It will provide basically just enough, like maybe 10 feet of light ahead of you. You can see shapes, but you won't be able to see details.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. We don't want to trip on something or break our necks or make more noise by tripping over something.
All right. So you guys are going to go, because of
Sneaky.
this... Oh, go ahead.
The sneaky round.
The sneaky round? All right. And because you guys are at the northern set of elevators, as you come out, basically there's some garage kind of in all directions. It's basically the same footprint, so to speak, as the main hospital. Which direction are you going to head to start looking for the car?
Which direction are the eyes in? Because I think whatever direction they're in, we're going in the opposite direction.
Well, let's see. I would say we're going to use the first floor as the quote-unquote footprint. So just ignore all the stuff, because I didn't actually make a floor plan for the garage, because it's just a parking garage. So it's the same shape and size. And we'll say here. If you guys can see that purple squiggle I drew.
Not yet.
No,
Okay.
yeah. Well, I'm still seeing, I think,
Sorry, you're on
the
the wrong
second
floor.
floor. Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
There we go.
All right. So actually, I'll do it in bright green. All right. So ink. So these are the 3 sets of eyes you saw approximately in those 3 directions as you sort of panned your light around. I will say that this area here, I'm going to draw a green square. It's like a solid area. That's where all the, mechanical parts of the elevator are. Basically the doors, you stepped out that way. And then on the other side, there's like, would step out the other way.
I think we should swing back around towards like where like emergency department area is.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. I think heading away from them would make sense, and don't go near them until we have to.
Okay.
Yeah.
So everybody, this is going to be some speed checks. You're trying to move quietly in the dark with very little light, if any, through a parking garage. So go ahead. It's going to be a speed difficulty. I'm going to say it's a 4.
I do have a skill that says all tasks involving balance and careful movement.
Mm-hmm,
Does
that
it
would
like
apply.
auto do that or?
Yep. If you go ahead and click, you can use that to roll, and then it'll still be a difficulty 4, but it'll go ahead and knock it down when you roll.
I'm spending some effort because this is important.
Because this is important. Good.
It is training as well.
Ooh. I'm gonna use an experience to redo that one.
Okay, that's fair.
What did we need to get?
12.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
So we're just waiting on the reroll.
Well,
Would you like to try again?
you know what? I got plenty of experience. Let's go again.
Burn it all.
I mean, it's 5:30. Let's go.
Burn it
You
all.
got it, boy. Yeah, you got it, boy.
Go big or go home.
Right.
Oh
Ain't no
my
good if
goodness.
ain't no good if you're dead.
One more. Let's go.
Fourth's a charm.
We need the anxiety and pressure at the end.
Hey, there we go.
There we go.
All right.
So what does Julian do that it's a near miss for us?
So Julian has all their equipment, right? Their bags and all that, and they have that set of keys. And as you guys take like 1 or 2 steps, the keys jingle just a little bit before Julian catches it. And it's like, and then like carefully tucks them inside. Like, okay, they won't jingle now. You guys go ahead. You're gonna head in this direction here. Go. How often are you going to try the remote? I mean, are you just mashing it as you guys are walking? And are you doing?
I am hard mashing that button constantly.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm like,
I would,
come on,
that makes sense, yeah,
come on.
Like every
Yep.
5 times.
Yep. Every couple steps, beep, 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 beep,
Yep.
like trying to push it. Eventually,
Yep.
you get 15, 20 feet out, sort of in this direction, and you hear kind of around the corner. It seems to be parked maybe about there. You're gonna see the faint flashing of the lights as it beep beep.
I think it's time to head towards the beep then.
Beep beep. I'm assuming you guys are still just using the tiny pen light as
Yeah, we're still trying to
Headlights,
sneak.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I'm not gonna make you do another check then, because if you guys are still maintaining what you're doing, Daniel, I haven't given you a GM intrusion yet. Would you like a GM intrusion?
Sure, let's go ahead.
All right. As you guys are, or first, your 1 point of experience for you, and who would you like to give the other one to?
All of us had one, right? So let's give then Julian for our great escape through the elevator. One.
All right.
Hey, good. I need to get some more
Need
experience.
to replenish a little bit of that.
Yeah.
So as you guys are walking, you're quietly going on. You are going to, before you even get like much further, you're going to come around the back of a larger van, and the car just on the other side of that van is sort of like an SUV type. Like, I don't know if you guys. I have a Pathfinder, so similar to that. So it's got a couple rows of seats, but it's not a van. It's like a sport car. As you come around, the door is open, and there is a purse, like some dropped stuff next to it, and it looks like a set of keys that may or may not go to that car are right on the ground next to it. It is much closer than your target.
The body is moving?
There's no body nearby. So either it's
sorry.
already changed and waddled off? You know. Words. Wordled. It's wordled off.
Wordled. Yeah, let's give it a try. I'll grab the keys and give it a try. Why not?
Hey, do we want the Toyota or do we want one of those SUV thingies there?
SUV is a little more beefy. I say we take that. I say we grab it and give it a try. It's not worth giving it a whirl.
Yeah, I mean, we're not going to lose the keys we have right now if we try, so
Yeah.
might as well.
Can we see that there's nothing in the car that's closest to us?
Yeah, you can use your light, and it doesn't.
Totally
There's some
empty.
smears on the side of the car, like a handprint smeared across the side in blood. There is blood on the ground, so it looks like something did happen here. But whatever and whoever was involved are no longer present.
Okay.
So you guys are gonna hop in and
Give it a go. Hop in.
starts up. Who's driving?
Do the keys go to the car? We don't know
The
that
keys
yet.
go to
Let's
the
find
car.
that out. All right.
Yep, the keys go to the car. You guys are lucky. So who's driving?
Drive.
Okay. It doesn't matter. I mean, you all guys are all capable of driving cars except maybe Daniel. Daniel's not he would get distracted, okay? Let's be honest.
Oh, moving lights.
Shiny light. That's why he rides a bike.
Like a European left road, right road.
Exactly.
Problem going on.
If it was the plane, Riker's in pretty good shape, but it's not the plane, so I don't get whoever jumps in first and get the hell out of here.
Okay. So you guys hop in. It is like I said, it's like an SUV. There is plenty of gas in it. You're able to slowly navigate your way and make your way out of the garage. And as you pull out of the garage, first of all, driving through the garage, you did see several zombies and or bodies kind of scattered about. So they did make it, through the garage. As you pull out into like a side street, you can see to the right, it would cover like the front of the hospital. It's chaos. Like there's still zombies wandering around. There's maybe a cop or two like attacking one, maybe shooting at it. It's just there's a lot is still happening. And you guys are able to escape the hospital, and that is where we're going to end the session though, because you guys have made it out of the hospital.
Yay!
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 That was cool. That's fun.
So I'm gonna stop the record.